The following is a production of CUTV Sports.
California is coming off of a victory over their newest rival in the PSAC, Seton Hill, thanks to a stellar run game and big passing plays. Now they must face a longtime rival in a Slippery Rock team with a super run game and a fast-paced aerial attack. Who will take the crown and be on pace for a shot at the championship ring? Find out next on CUTV. Hello and welcome to Adamson Stadium, where California University of Pennsylvania is celebrating homecoming this weekend. And what better way to celebrate homecoming in the Spirit of America theme than a classic game of football between the Vulcans of Cal U and the 19th ranked Slippery Rock as they visit Adamson Stadium for the first time in 2 years. Hello, I'm Zach Prosper. Joining me, Damon Madsen. Now, Damon, when we talk about these two teams, they're some of the best the PSAC has to offer. Let's quickly look back at their games from the previous week, though.
Yeah, Cal coming off a big victory last week over Seton Hill University, 31-21, and SRU coming off also a very big victory, 31-28 over Gannon.
Yeah, Gannon, first real test for Slippery Rock all year, and Seton Hill holding very close to Cal U, a lot closer than a lot of people would have thought. Now, looking at the series history between these longtime rivals, Slippery Rock has been coasting a little bit of late. Cal U still inching their way closer to coming away with the victory.
Slippery Rock is holding the better record in this series with 45 wins, 28 losses, and 3 ties. And they have also won the last 3 meetings, including the last meeting between these two teams where Slippery Rock won 35-17. Their QB at the time, Barksdale, who is now graduated, had 14 rushes for 125 yards. And on Cal's side of the ball on defense, Bowman had an interception.
Yeah, Jordan Bowman, his first career interception. We've seen a couple from him lately. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the PSAC standings, because this game means so much to the standings right now. Slippery Rock, the only undefeated team remaining, and there's a pileup right behind them in the West.
It does mean a lot. This game is very big as SRU holds a 4-0 record in the conference at the top of the standings, and right behind them is Cal at 3-1, as well as Gannon and IUP also having a 3-1 record, as they are all right behind SRU.
And a lot of those teams at the top still have to play each other late in the year, so that's going to be a very jumbled mess going into the last few weeks. We're going to go ahead and look at our players to watch for this game, and we're going to start with California on offense, someone that can't put up any stats, but one important stat that he can watch is making sure his quarterback doesn't go down.
And that is in the offensive line. We're looking at Mike Price. Last week against Seton Hill, the line didn't do a good job protecting the quarterback and establishing the run, so look for that today on the offense.
And then on defense, a man formerly of the offense, like we just talked about, who is a running back, making a transition back to defense where he's formerly a cornerback, now playing linebacker.
And a big linebacker at that, Jeff Knox on the outside. He had a sack in his last 2 games, and those are the first sacks since he moved from running back to linebacker, so he's played a big factor. We'll see if he can do that again today.
Now looking at Slippery Rock, they have a lot of key offensive pieces. We have to go with the big juggernaut, though. At running back, a sophomore from local West Mifflin High School.
That's right, and we're looking at Shamar Green at running back. He is 3rd in Division II with 832 rushing yards. He's probably going to play a big factor in today's game for SRU.
And then on defense, we already talked about Mike Price for California. This is the man he's going to be going up against on the defensive line for Slippery Rock.
And that man is Marcus Martin on defensive end. He has had 10 tackles for loss, and he leads the team in that category. And he also has 6 sacks, so we'll see if Cal's offensive line can hold up against SRU's defensive front.
And we will see indeed. When we come back, kickoff will be here on CUTV in a matchup between 2 West heavyweight foes coming up next on CUTV.
Don't miss a second of the exciting 2014 California University Vulcans football season. Whether home or away, CUTV is your home for Vulcans football. Watch every step of the way as Coach Keller and the Vulcans strive for a PSAC title and NCAA playoff berth. Your home for Vulcan football, CUTV.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Tune in to Vulcan Football 2014 for the inside scoop on this year's Vulcan football team. Featuring highlights, scores, analysis, and a preview of the upcoming opponent, Vulcan Football 2014 gets you inside the huddle. Vulcan Football 2014, only on your home for Vulcan Football, CUTV.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Welcome back to Adamson Stadium, where the California Vulcans and the Slippery Rock Rock are about ready to come onto the field. Currently, right now, the captains are about to make it their way to midfield to decide who's going to receive the ball first and wait till second half to get it. Right now, though, we're going to go ahead and look at our tail of the tape. And Damon, both these teams very heavily offensive-oriented, and their defense comes through when they need to.
That is right. You can take a look at the points per game. Slippery Rock with 46.6 points per game, a very high-octane offense, and Cal as well with 35 points a game. And you just take a look at the total offensive yards, even 530 yards a game for Slippery Rock and 440 for Cal. Very high-octane offenses on both sides for both teams.
And when you look at the turnover margin, -1 for both of these squads, that's going to be something that definitely comes into this game. These are also two of the most penalized teams in the PSAC as well. We'll again look at our weather forecast for today. Damon, you're the meteorologist here at CUTV. I'm going to let you go ahead and look this one over.
That's right, and it's an absolutely beautiful fall day for some football. We're going to have a temperature right around 60 degrees. There's going to be a little bit of a wind, about 10 miles an hour, but it looks like the skies are going to stay clear, and we're going to have some sunny weather for this football game here today.
And we mentioned it a little bit in our open, but today is homecoming for California University of Pennsylvania. Right now they're doing the coin toss at midfield. We'll get you who wins in just a moment. But Damon, we have the homecoming queen and king announcement coming at halftime. California's in their red uniforms, which they normally wear, and this is a big rivalry. And California has won their last 9 homecoming games, and 2 of those have been against Slippery Rock, each 4 years apart, including this year, 2006 and 2010. So that's something that might play into California's strategy a little bit. But when you look at this game, and this is actually your first time being with us for a Cal Slippery Rock game. Last year was bad weather. Year before, really bad weather, and a hurricane was coming through and all that. But what do you think today with a clear sky? What's that going to do for the game today?
Well, it seems like history does favor Cal in this matchup, especially with how big the game is, and the fact that the weather is going to be good today could play into either team's hands. I mean, there's not going to be any rain to have an effect on running the ball or throwing the ball, so it's a fair, level playing ground today. It's going to be just up to the team that executes their game plan the best and is able to especially score first. I think if you score first and get on the board and get that momentum going, you are going to have a good job in this game for either team.
And before we get to action here, Slippery Rock did win the coin toss. They will receive the ball first. But before we get to that, we have a result from the PSAC already as California Walk is running out of the inflatable helmet now. Gannon, 2 weeks in a row, they have lost stunning games. They lose to Mercyhurst. So this game now becomes a little bit more affordable if California happens to have a defeat. And our last check, Seton Hill was tied with IUP 14-all about a few minutes before halftime. So California, they win this game, they control their own destiny. If they lose, they need some help, especially Slippery Rock losing. But Slippery Rock has some big games coming up. we're looking at your own destiny. Slippery Rock has really ruined the dreams of Cal U the last couple seasons. If you're the coaches for Cal U and you're the players there, what's going through your mind about what this game means to the team, most specifically going through?
This game means a lot to the team. If you're the coaching staff and you're the players down on the field today, you know it's homecoming, you know it's a big rivalry game, and this game possibly could help Cal. It could propel them to the top of the conference, and that could be the difference later on in the season when they're looking to get into the championship game. This is a huge game, and I think in their minds right now they're just going to go out, go do it play by play, execute everything that they have been doing all week long to prepare for this game, and their mindset's just they got to be focused in on this one.
And we have Cody Nuzzo about ready to set the ball. Cody Nuzzo, of course, the all-time leading field goal kicker in Cal U history. I think he's up to about 37 made field goals now in his career. Also hit a 50-yarder against Bloomsburg earlier in the year to send it to overtime. The wind is blowing a little bit in the face of Cody Nuzzo, so we'll see how that affects the kickoff as we are about ready to go. Cody Nuzzo running up to the ball, and we're off. Kick is away. Fielded about the 10-yard line by the Slippery Rock return man. And that's Drew Scales. He gets to about the 22. They're going to mark him down at the 20, though, and that's going to be where Slippery Rock starts their first drive.
And we take a look at the starting lineup for the front seven for Cal on the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to be watching Jeff Knox at linebacker. He's had 2 sacks in his last couple of games, and he's hoping to get another one here as he's converted from running back to linebacker this season. And then in the defensive backside, we got Jordan Bowman. He is a run-stopping safety, and it's going to be a big factor today as Slippery Rock loves to run the ball.
Empty backfield. Newsock ready to pass. He throws it over. It's incomplete. Looked like it might have been tipped at the line. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up for the Rock.
And now we'll take a look at the starters for Slippery Rock on offense. We're going to watch Shamar Green. We talked about him in the open, 3rd in the Division II with 832 rushing yards. He's going to play a big factor for them. And then Corey Tucker on the line at right tackle, an All-American.
And on 2nd down, we have a completion of about 3 yards, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 7. That was a very quick pass to number 89 for Slippery Rock. That is Melvin German.
And so far, a good start for Cal here on defense. They tipped the ball in the first play and got an incompletion, and then allowed Slippery Rock to only gain about 3 yards in that last play. So now it's going to be a 3rd and slightly long yardage here for Slippery Rock, and we'll see if they're able to convert.
And as soon as you on that last one, that's actually Nick Davis, the receiver, not Melvin German. Melvin German, I believe, is actually out. And there's a fumble on the play. It's recovered. Looks like maybe by Slippery Rock. We'll have to see. It is going to be a Slippery Rock ball, but California on their first defensive drive, forcing the ball out. Luckily, Slippery Rock doesn't lose it, but that's going to be a 3 and out, 4th down coming up.
Unbelievable pressure right here by the Cal defense as they came right into the backfield as they were trying to get the ball out, but just beautiful job to get pressure on the quarterback. Hit the ball as he was trying to throw, and there was a fumble. They did not recover it, but it'll be a 4th down as they're going to get the ball at decent field position to start.
It's going to be about 4th and 17, it looks like. Punter coming out for Slippery Rock. That's Andrew Huska. Punt is away. It's a pretty good one. Aaron Terry there at his own 45 to return it. Tries to shake around one man. Gets to about midfield before he's taken down by number 30 for the Rock. That's Teddy Blakeman, the running back.
And now we'll take a look at the starters on the Cal offensive side of the ball. We're going to keep an eye on Luke Smorey. He's a slot receiver, and Slippery Rock has a hard time defending the slot, so we'll see how that goes for the Cal offense today. And then we take a look at the front offensive line. Jeremy Seaman back in there. He's missed the last few games, but he's back for this big homecoming game. We'll see how he does in his first game back in a few weeks.
And we'll get to the Slippery Rock defense in just a moment. 1st and 10 coming up for Cal U, 13:30 remaining. Harris under center. He has 2 tight ends, Green and Butler. Man in motion is Gary Brown, 2 receivers and a tailback. Hands it off. Going up the middle. That's a big run there for Terrell Roberson. He's still going. Still going. Tackled down for a 10-yard gain. That's going to be enough for a new set of downs.
And now we're going to take a look at Slippery Rock's defensive starters on the front 7. We talked about it in the open. Marcus Martin, he's had a big impact in the games of late, and he could put pressure on the quarterback. And then look at the defensive backs. Just watch out for Isaiah Coleman there, strong safety. He could be a factor in the passing game.
Harris back to throw for the first time today. Throws over the middle. It is complete. Kawan Scott gets it for about a 5-yard gain. They're actually going to call it 6, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
And Kawan Scott coming across the middle right there. Just a short slot pass across the middle of the field, and a good job there by the Vulcans. Getting that short little bit of yardage and making 2nd and manageable here, and now that opens up your options for run or pass.
And Cal U is a very good starting team in the first half this year. They scored over 100 points in the first half so far. It's where the second half they really have their struggles. But getting out to a big lead over Slippery Rock is going to be a key to success. So we have a run here. Looked like that was Roberson on the run. He's going to gain maybe 2 yards on this play. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Vulcans.
And just to note, Slippery Rock's defense is very good at defending the run, so if Cal is able to establish the run game early, that's going to put that in the back of their minds. But right here, Roberson trying to go up the gut was not able to get anywhere as Slippery Rock shut the hole down pretty quickly, and now it's going to be about 3rd and 2 for Cal going in on this next play.
And Slippery Rock, one of the best run-stopping teams in all of Division II. Cal is 11th in the nation. Slippery Rock somewhere in the top 10 around there, but 3rd and 2 coming up now for the Vulcans. Brown is in motion. Scott on the near side. It's going to be a handoff to Roberson. Roberson, he's going to maybe gain a yard on the play. If that, it's going to bring up 4th down. They're actually calling no gain, so 4th and 2 coming up. Looks like California's going to stay on the field and go for it.
And Roberson was trying to control himself there and use his patience to try to find an opening in that line right there. But once again, Slippery Rock was all over him as he tried to cut over to his left, and they just shut him down for no gain, and now it's 4th down.
Harris fakes the handoff, going to throw it. Wide open receiver, Paul Butler. He's running. He's at the 20. He's at 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for California on a 4th down play. We saw this last week against Seton Hill. What a way for California to start this one.
A beautiful way for the Vulcans to start out right here on a 4th down play, 4th and only 2. But they do a play action roll out to the far side of the field, as that was a great job by Paul Butler to get that wide open and some great blocking downfield as he was able to gain the last 25 yards after the catch and get into the end zone for the first score of this one.
We have 11:27 remaining in the first quarter, so it only took about 3 minutes or so to get on the board for California. They're up 6-0. Nuzzo coming on for the extra point. Set, hold, up, and it's good. So California now has a 7-0 lead. When we come back, Slippery Rock looks to respond on CUTV.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the Cal U student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
CUTV, California University Television.
And we're back. Drew Scales is returning the kick for Slippery Rock. He gets to about the 23-yard line on the kickoff from Cody Nuzzo. But talk about that last score for California, 32-yarder to Paul Butler.
That last score by California was a very good one. They had a 4th and 2, and they were going for it. And I can kind of sense that I think Slippery Rock was sensing that they were going to try to run. They do a play-action rollout to the far side. Paul Butler is wide open at the 30-yard line. And once again, just great blocking downfield by the Vulcans as they allowed him a lane to get to that pylon, dive over the end of the line, and get the touchdown.
And this helps the California defense, gives them a little bit of room to breathe. Newsock on a screen. It's complete. Now it's fumbled. It's recovered by California, looks like. We're going to see what they call here.
And the question is, did that ball roll out of bounds before the Vulcans were able to recover it? I'm sure the referees are going to huddle together and talk about this one here.
Ref coming out. There's actually a flag on the field, though, so let's see here. It's actually a sideline warning on California, so it's going to be 2nd down. Looks like they're spotting after a 4-yard gain, so 2nd and 6 coming up.
And that was just a quick pass out to the outside by Newsock, and right there, a little bit of a bobble, but then the ball was knocked out by the defensive player, and Vulcans almost able to recover that.
Now a run here from Slippery Rock goes nowhere. It's a loss on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 coming up. Could not tell who the runner was on that one. I believe it was Shamar Green.
I'm impressed right now by the Vulcans' defense so far against SRU's run game. They're doing a phenomenal job shutting them down for maybe 1 or 2 yards at a time, and that's going to be big if this defense is going to hold up against this high-powered offense.
3rd and 7, 10:45 to go here in the first quarter. Slippery Rock has one of the fastest-paced offenses on all the land of all divisions in NCAA football. Here's the snap. Newsock back to throw. He has a completion. Green not going to be able to get the first down, though. It's a gain of maybe 2, going to bring up 4th and 5, and another punt coming up.
And a short little screen pass out to Green on 3rd down. I think Slippery Rock thought they were going to have an open lane out to that far side, but Green caught the ball and only was able to get 1 or 2 yards. The pass was a little bit off, too, so he had to get himself reset onto the ground and try to get those yards, but the Vulcans were all over him, and it'll force another 4th down.
And a good tackle there from Rodney Gillen. Spencer Lynn helping to clean up as well. Andrew Huska coming out for his second punt. Terry at about his own 35-yard line to return it. Huska gets the snap a little bit low. Punt is away. It's not very good. It's a little wobbly. Terry has to move to his side to get it. He gets it about the 36. Tries to shake a defender. Gets to about the 42-yard line before being taken down. California going to start their second drive within the first 5 or so minutes of this game.
And we take a look when Cal has the ball. As you can see, on rushing, they're doing a great job per game. 156 rushing yards per game. Just a great job. We talked about the total yards and the points per game. So the Vulcans offense doing very well. And then you take a look at Slippery Rock, allowing 75.4 rushing yards per game. They are a very good defense against the run. We noted that already. So right now, Vulcans offense, though, looking very good against this defense.
California comes out. James Harris under center. I formation. Fake handoff. Harris going downfield. Has a receiver there. Kawan Scott has it knocked out of his hands at the last moment. Looked like he was going to come down with it, though.
And another good play action attempt here by the Vulcans. That one was out to Scott. He had his hands on it, but that was good defense by SRU as they were able to defend the play action pass this time around and knock that ball down. And the Vulcans are going to have to utilize the pass game in this game if they're going to want to put points up on the board, because their rushing game might be stopped for a few times here.
And they're going to go with a rush this time. Gain of a yard on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Looks like that was Grissom on the run.
Yeah, and another run attempt there by the Vulcans, and it was stuffed down. And now you're going to have a long 3rd down play to go here, and you're going to have to try something, maybe get those receivers out to the outside and get them open and try to get a pass down the field and maybe open it up just a little bit.
And Slippery Rock's defense is trying to get the call in. Looks like they're a little confused on the defensive side. Harris is in the shotgun, 2 sidecars and 3 receivers. Harris back to throw. He's going to throw it deep. Has a receiver there. It's incomplete. Looks like he was almost going to have it again. That's Kawan Scott. Looks like Chris Williams, the defensive back, able to knock it out at the last second yet again.
And it looks like Kawan Scott's having a little trouble holding onto the ball once again. He got his hands on this ball first. A deep pass attempt there by Harris, and Scott was able to get his hands on the ball, but the defender was right there once again on his back, swatting that ball down, and now it's going to be 4th down for the Vulcans, so they're going to be forced to punt here.
So credit Chris Williams, number 24 for Slippery Rock, with 2 pass deflections on that drive. Surratt, the All-American punter, coming out for his first attempt of the day. Snap a little high. Gets the punt away, though. It's a good one. Drew Scales, the return man for Slippery Rock. He's going to let it go out of bounds at about the 12-yard line where Slippery Rock's going to start.
And now we'll take a look at when SRU has the ball, and we noted again the high-powered offense for SRU, 530 yards a game and as well 46 points per game. And the defense for the Vulcans also, they're pretty solid, only 82 rushing yards allowed and a total of 371 total yards a game. And the defense is pretty stout, and so far they have shown that in this game, stopping SRU twice on 3 and outs.
And last week they had their struggles against Drew Jackson of Seton Hill. He attempted 77 passes in that game, a lot more than anybody probably would have thought. First down play, it's going to be a run. Actually, no, it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and that's going to be a sack. That's number 90, Tyler Haddock, on the stop.
And that was a read option play there by SRU as Zach Newsock held onto that ball to the last second and decided to keep it himself, but not the right decision right there as he ended up losing yards on the play. Now it's going to be 2nd and long.
2nd and 14 coming up. Now it's going to be a handoff. Slippery Rock gets maybe 2 yards on the play, so 3rd and 12 coming up.
And this is the 3rd straight drive to start this game that SRU has been backed up deep into their own territory, and they're just trying to get something going to get traction for this offense. And so far, nothing's working as they're going to have a 3rd and long here once again, as I'm sure they're going to want to avoid a 3 and out once again.
3rd and 12, 8:08 remaining in the first. Newsock gets the ball. It's going to be a draw. Almost a tackle there. It's going to be enough for a new set of downs. Shamar Green getting about the 34-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 24 on the play.
And there they go, handed off to their offensive catalyst, Shamar Green. We talked about how many rushing yards he has, and it looked like Cal was expecting the pass as they were sending the pressure to the quarterback, and the very delayed handoff on the draw right there. It picks up the first down and a lot of yardage.
Newsock going to throw. It's complete to number 88 for Slippery Rock. That is Tayshawn Tucker.
And a little short slant route out to the side. Tucker going out to the far side of the field on this one as he gets a short completion, and now it'll be second and manageable as Slippery Rock coming out of the gun on this play.
And I apologize for that last name. It's not Tayshawn, it's Ashawn, as we have another handoff to Slippery Rock. Shamar Green getting well, maybe not. Looks like they're spotting him a little short. We'll have to see if they move the 6. They're calling it third down and about 1.
And the Vulcans were able to stop him just short. It might not be, actually, it is going to be a first down, so it looks like he did get just enough to get the chains to move. And SRU going with a first down here.
1st and 10. Screen pass coming to Slippery Rock. That receiver is stopped about after a 2-yard gain. Going to be 2nd and 8. That's number 89, Nick Davis.
And Scales going out on a short screen pass, and Davis coming across the field, laying down the big hit right there, stopping it for a very short gain, and now it's 2nd down.
And Slippery Rock, we can see right now the pace they work with is so fast. Blakeman going for a screen pass. It's a little overthrown. Blakeman not able to get there, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 coming up.
You are right. Slippery Rock is using a very fast-paced offense. They're hurrying up to the line, getting the ball snapped, and getting it going. And on that play, though, Newsock tried to throw another screen pass out to the other side of the field, and he wasn't able to lead his receiver right as he just threw it a little bit in front of him, and now it'll be 3rd down.
3rd and 8, 6:58 remaining. Newsock trying a little bit of a cadence at the line. Not able to draw an offsides here. 3rd and 9. Newsock back to throw. Has a man down the field. It's incomplete. It's out of bounds. That's going to force another punt coming from Slippery Rock. So defense lets up a little bit, but still gets the big stop.
Vulcan's defense did do a good job getting the stop. They let a few yards go down by the board for Slippery Rock there, but Newsock, it looked like he had all day to throw in that pocket back there as there was no pressure on him whatsoever. And this time, once again, he threw the ball just a little bit off to the side as it went out of bounds, and it'll force Slippery Rock to punt.
And Slippery Rock, they have a lot of good linemen through the years, but you have to watch Corey Ford, number 37, 3 blocked punts already this year. He's a very dangerous threat on special teams. Snap a little bit low. It's going to be a clean punt. It's a high one. Going to be fair caught at about the 15. There's actually going to be a penalty flag on the play, so we're going to see what the call is going to be.
And we talked about how both these teams are highly penalized throughout the season, and that is going to play a pretty big factor in this game because one bad penalty could shift the momentum in the other team's favor. And in what should be a high-scoring game in this one, that penalty could cost you.
So we're going to see where they spot the ball. We're going to get the call from the official here. It's going to be holding against California during the return. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. First down for California, though, they are backed up.
And now we're going to take a look at the PSAC West standings as we alluded to them earlier in the broadcast in the open. And just a little bit of an update, Gannon did lose today, so they now fall to 3-2 in conference play, and Indiana is tied with Seton Hill the last I checked. So it's a big game between these two rivals right here, Slippery Rock and California at the top of the standings.
1st and 10 from the 7-yard line, 6:44 remaining in the first quarter. Harris is in the shotgun with a sidecar. He's going to hand it off to Nick Grissom. Grissom going to the outside, gets to about the 13-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of 6 yards.
It's been surprising to me. We talked about how the offenses are going to play a big factor, and it should be a high-scoring game. But so far, there's been a lot of defensive stands. Both defenses playing really good ball. And right here, California backed up in their own zone. We'll see if SRU's defense can respond and hold them back.
And they actually call it a gain of 5 instead of 6. But from when the referee was, it looked like a 6-yard gain on the play. So nonetheless, 2nd and 5 coming up. Going to be another handoff. Running back going. He gets right at the marker. Let's see if they give him the new set of downs. Looks like they are going to. So 1st and 10 coming up. Nick Grissom getting the necessary yardage.
And Grissom just getting 3 or 4 yards at a time. And this time they'll get the first down on a good play right here as he goes and cuts back to the inside and picks up that extra yards that he needed for the first down. and the Vulcans already testing SRU's run defense and doing a pretty good job so far.
Harris in the pistol. Back to throw. Throws it downfield. Has receiver Kawan Scott. It's deflected away at the last moment. Number 22 for Slippery Rock, Amir Carter. What a deflection there.
And Carter just playing great defense. That ball was up in the air for a long time, and Scott had to try to come back for this ball, and Carter was able to turn himself around, realize where the ball was, and just put himself in the path of that pass and knock it down, and that'll bring up second down.
If it was more of a line drive, maybe faster thrown ball, that might have been a completion, but Wally popping it up in the air a little bit, just kind of left it there to be deflected. Second down coming up. It's going to be a run. Counter run. Gets maybe 4 yards on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Vulcans.
And that's a pretty good job by the Vulcans offense to call a play like that. They're just going to do a counter run, pick up some manageable yardage, and they're going to make it a 3rd down and 6, which is manageable for this offense, as they could either run or pass in this situation.
5:25 remaining in the first quarter. They're actually going to give them a 3rd and 5, so it's a little bit more manageable for California. Pinned at their own 23-yard line. Harris in the shotgun, sidecar to his left. He's going to go back to throw. Throws it over. It's incomplete. Looking for Derek Fiore. He would not be able to get it, so 4th down coming. Andrew Surratt coming up for his second punt.
And once again, just some great defense on that side of the field by Carter, as the Vulcans have tried to go and target that side multiple times already, and Carter was over there defending on Scott, and the pass just fell incomplete as he tried to go to his other receiver right there, and unfortunately the Vulcans are going to have to punt here.
Surratt, first punt was pretty good. Pinned Slippery Rock within their own 20-yard line. That one is away as well. Scales going to call for a fair catch at the 35-yard line in Slippery Rock territory, where they will start their new set of drives with 4:57 to go.
And here's how Slippery Rock got here. As you take a look as they played, they've gotten all their wins so far in their 5 previous games, including a big win last week against Gannon, as they've just run roughshod over a few teams. You see there, East Strasburg 56 points on the board, Millersville 46, and then Seton Hill 63, as this offense has just run over teams throughout their schedule so far this season.
And their low output 31 last week against Gannon, who is a very good team this year. It's going to be a fake handoff and a screen pass to Jameer Dutrell. That's going to be enough for a first down, 12-yard gain on the play.
And Dutrell just cutting right into the middle of the field. A quick slant route here by SRU as they fake the handoff, do some play action, and they had the open receiver as he picked up the first down pretty easily right there.
You have Teddy Blakeman in the backfield, 4 receivers, shotgun. Give me another screen. That one was tipped. It might have looked like, but it's incomplete. Drew Scales not able to come down with it. Jawan Turner was getting some pressure on that play.
And it does seem like Newsock is having a little bit of trouble getting the ball directly into his receiver's hands, as these throws seem to be just a little bit off. That's about the 3rd one today where he's had it off target just a little bit, and that's caused a few incompletions here for SRU so far.
2nd and 10, 4:40 to go. Fake handoff, Newsock going back to throw. Has a receiver, it is caught. That's number 13, Julian Harrell, but there's a flag on the play, so let's see what this is going to do.
And we'll take a look at the flag here, but that pass was, just as I said, he was having trouble getting the ball. He got that one into Harrell's hands pretty easily.
This call going to be offsides against California. Number 8 that is Rodney Gillen. It's declined, so a new set of downs coming for Slippery Rock at the 40-yard line in Cal territory.
And we take a look at this pass once again right here as he goes out to Harrell over the middle of the field, and this pass was perfectly placed as Harrell was falling to the ground and able to catch that. Beautiful placement there by Newsock.
A little bit of a high snap. Newsock going down the field, has a receiver there. Julian Harrell, it is knocked out of his hands. Number 7, Arnell Farmer, getting his hands in there to break up the pass.
And Farmer a little bit behind the play on that one, as that one was intended for Harrell down the field, as that ball was placed just about into his hands, but great defense right there as he was able to put himself in between the ball and the receiver and kind of shield his vision just a little bit, and that pass will fall incomplete.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Rock. Fake the screen. Newsock going on the screen on the opposite end. That is Teddy Blakeman. He's going to have enough for a new set of downs at the 30-yard line. What a creative play right there. Faking the screen, going to the other screen.
And now we're seeing SRU's offense start to pick it up, as this one is another quick screen pass out to Blakeman as he just cut out to the near side of the field, caught the ball, and got those yards after the catch, the all-important yards after the catch for SRU.
Shamar Green on the handoff. Actually, that's Teddy Blakeman. That's going to be a gain of 7 yards on the play. 2nd and 3 coming up.
And Teddy Blakeman right there just charging forward through the line, up the middle, as he was just pounding through the Vulcans defense on this play. As here he goes up the middle, finds that little bit of a hole that he needed as he goes, and even breaks a few tackles to get the gain.
Fake handoff. Newsock is going to run it himself. He's going to be taken down after a new set of downs at the 13-yard line, gain of 11.
And that read option is very dangerous, as Newsock right there kept the ball. He had a blocker with him as he was able to cut out to his left and just follow his blocks and able to pick up the first down, as now they're in the red zone.
Now it's a botch snap. Newsock just going to fall on it back at the 24-yard line. That's a loss of 11 on the play. 2nd and 21 coming up.
And sometimes speed is not the best option, as that time SRU trying to hurry up to the line, get another quick snap off as their offense has been rolling, and Newsock not able to handle that ball as seemed like he wasn't ready for it, and now they're going to get a big loss right here, and now it will be 2nd down and 21.
Joe Lasivo is the center for Slippery Rock. He's had a couple bad snaps in this one. Newsock on the screen. That one's going to be incomplete. It's in and out of the hands of the receiver, Dutrell. That's going to be 3rd and 21 coming up. Need to get to the 3-yard line for a new set of downs.
After the botched snap, now you're facing a long 3rd down here. As you take a look, the pass fell incomplete, and you kind of needed to complete that pass if you wanted to make it 3rd and manageable to get that first down. But now they're going to have a very long attempt here to try to pick up the first down just inside at the 5-yard line.
3 minutes even remaining in the first quarter. Newsock back to throw. Under a little bit of pressure. Throws it down the field. Not going to have a receiver there. Incomplete pass. No flag. Looks like the referee is coming out, maybe trying to pull a flag.
And a little bit of physicality right there as we were watching that play go down the sideline. As great defense right there by the Vulcans, covering number 17 for SRU, and just great defense defending that one. And the refs did not call any penalty on that one.
And they're going to attempt a field goal on this one. The field goal kicker, Mike Wanauskas. He is a redshirt junior. This is going to be a 41-yard attempt. California did block one last week. Let's see. Wanauskas. Snap. Hold. Kick. It is good. Just barely over the crossbar, though. Luckily, he's able to get that one just over. Makes it 7-3. California still with the lead, though. Getting the ball back when we come back on CUTV.
Watch the best plays. Relive the biggest games. Check out CUTV's most memorable broadcasts as we pull them from the vault, only on CUTV.
And we are back. Wanauskas about to actually, excuse me, that's not Wanauskas. Number 98, Tyler Matusak. Have 2 kickers on this roster. About to kick it away to California. Wanauskas able to get the field goal to go. It's going to be returnable here. That's going to be Terrell Roberson. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. He's at the 30 before being plunged out of bounds. So California start at the 30-yard line on their next drive.
We're going to take a look at California's schedule the rest of the way as we take a look. Last week, a big win at Seton Hill that put them in the top of the conference, and into this big game against Slippery Rock. And you take a look down the schedule, big games against Indiana and then Gannon on November 1st, as they got some big games against some top rivals at the top of the conference as we go along through the rest of the season.
And never overlook that matchup at Mercyhurst. Mercyhurst, 2 straight wins now. Maybe they're starting to pick up a little bit of steam. They play Slippery Rock next week at Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor. Harris going to throw. It's a screen. It's caught. Looks like that's Gary Brown. He has enough for a new set of downs. Move the sticks for Gary Brown.
And that play action is working very well for the Vulcans offense today, as James Harris once again faked the handoff and went out to the outside to Gary Brown, and they picked up the first down right here. As you take a look, there's that play action to the running back, and he just rolled out to his right and got it to the far side of the field. And Gary Brown got the yards after the catch for the first down.
Harris fakes the handoff again, throws it over. That's Gary Brown. He maybe gains a yard on the play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Another reception for Gary Brown.
And that was a good reception there by Brown, but it looks like SRU had that defended very well, as Austin Mealy was the first one on the ball right there, and two other defenders, came onto the ball, and it was a very short gain for the Vulcans.
2:05 remaining in this one and running. Harris under center, lone back, looks like it's Grissom. Gonna be a handoff to Grissom. Grissom going to the outside. He's gonna gain maybe 3 yards on the play, so that's gonna bring up 3rd and 6.
And even if you go to the outside, if you're the Vulcans in the run game today, you're just going to want to put your head down and play some tough physical running, as Grissom did do just that. He cut back into the inside a little bit, put his head down, and gained those couple extra yards that are going to be key as we move along here in this game.
3rd and 6 coming up. Empty backfield, 5 receivers set. Harrison shotgun. Harris. Oh, that's going to be an offsides against Slippery Rock, it looks like. There was a little bit of movement on the defense that calls the false start. We'll have to see the call here, though.
And a good job by Harris there on the hard count, trying to get him to draw him off sides and make it an even more manageable 3rd down if the penalty goes into the Vulcans' favor.
And they are moving the ball forward, it looks like. So that is going to be offsides against Slippery Rock. That's going to make it 3rd and 1. That's going to be against number 96 for Slippery Rock, Cody Conway, the defensive end. We have 1:21 remaining in the first quarter, but now 3rd and 1 instead of 3rd and 6.
And that hard count is very effective if you are able to use it to your advantage. And right there, Harris did just that, drawing them off sides, moving the ball up 5 more yards, and now you got a 3rd and 1. You can easily pound the ball up the gut here, or you could go a quick pass to the outside and pick up the first down.
Man in motion is Gary Brown. 2 tight ends in on this set, Des Green and Paul Butler. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. That's going to be enough for a first down. He's running. That's Nick Grissom. Big carry right there for the sophomore, number 24, getting the first down.
And Grissom finding that little seam that he needed to get that first down. And not only that, but with his speed and with his athleticism, he was able to squeeze right through there and pick up a lot of extra yardage. As you take a look right here, here he goes up the gut and was able to find that seam his blockers gave him. And that little opening right there avoided 3 or 4 guys and was able to pick up the extra yardage.
And Slippery Rock on this play jumped again, it looked like. No call right there, though. That looks like number 91, Joe Phillips. So Cal U, Harris under center. He's going back to throw. Throws it down the field. Has a receiver. It's incomplete. Looking for Kawan Scott again and Mir Carter. A little bit of pressure on that one. Actually, Gary Brown, the intended receiver.
And it looked like Brown was faking to the inside as Slippery Rock was trying to cover that, and then he quickly cut out to the far side of the field as Harris tried to lead him over into that corner. Good defense once again, though, by SRU as that pass fell incomplete for the Vulcans.
2nd and 10, 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ball at the 32-yard line in Slippery Rock territory. Harris in the pistol. Sidecar is Nick Grissom. Hands it out to Grissom. Grissom going on the outside. He has a hole. He's still plunging forward. He's going to gain about 7 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 3.
So far, an amazing game for Grissom as he's picked up big yardage after initial contact. This time, once again, he finds that small seam that he needed to the outside right here, slips through all the defenders to the second level, and gets a good gain of about 7.
We have 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Let's see if Cal's going to get a playoff. And they're not. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. So California going to have 3rd and 3 when we come back from break, leading 7-3 right now. Looks like they're also in field goal range as well. So let's see what California's offense does when we come back on CUTV.
Don't miss a second of the exciting 2014 California University Vulcans football season. Whether home or away, CUTV is your home for Vulcans football. Watch every step of the way as Coach Keller and the Vulcans strive for a PSAC title and NCAA playoff berth. Your home for Vulcan football, CUTV.
And we're back on CUTV as California leads the number 19 Slippery Rock Rocks 7-3. California driving again at the 25-yard line in Slippery Rock territory. 3rd and 3 to go. A fresh 15 minutes on the clock. Team switching sides of the field right now. And Damon, from that first quarter, what did you take away from the action that you saw?
I think the Vulcans actually won that quarter right there. They did a great job on defense. They did bend on that last drive, but they didn't break. They only allowed a field goal. So they've done a great job holding on SRU's offense to only 3 points in the first quarter. And our offense has looked very, very good so far, as the running game has actually done very, very well against Slippery Rock's studded run defense that we talked about earlier.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Looks like it's Roberson in the backfield. Man in motion, Gary Brown. 2 tight ends as well. It's going to be a handoff. It goes to the outside. Gets to the outside. Nick Grissom's going into the end zone. It's 13-3 California.
What a game so far by Grissom. He has been very effective getting to the outside, using his speed, and just burning past the defense of Slippery Rock. And right there, once again, a big touchdown for the Vulcans, as that's going to now put them up possibly 14-3 pending the extra point.
And we'll look at the touchdown again right here on the outside run. Grissom able to wait just enough, bend it to the outside, and they're actually away from the play. There was a man on the California sideline. They're actually going to take players off the field for a moment with 14:54 remaining. There was a man on the sideline, it looks like. You could not tell if it's a ref or a coach for California. It looks like he was collided in with by a defender or offensive lineman for California. But he is currently down right now, and it is actually a referee, so we will update you with his status in just a moment. But let's look at the big plays from this drive that ends up with a touchdown.
Yeah, we take a look, and here's how the drive started. It was a play action, pass to the outside, out there to Brown, as he did a good job picking up the yards after the reception and getting the first down to initially start this drive off. And then we had another pass play out here. This was a good stop by SRU, as it was another out route right there, and they were able to keep him to only a 1 or 2 yard gain. And here's the man that pretty much ran the drive right here, is Grissom. He's just finding these small holes, going up the middle and picking up large chunk of yards, and he did so at the end of that drive as well. Here it is, the touchdown. He had the patience to wait, saw the inside was closed off, so he went back over to the sideline, and he picks up the touchdown, as that was a 25-yard touchdown run right there for Grissom into the end zone.
Nick Grissom, he had 134 yards rushing against Shippensburg early in the year. He had a big day against Seton Hill last week. He really was not used as much as some people might have thought he should have been last year in Keller's offense when you had Jeff Knox back there. Jeff Knox was the feature back. Now it's a combination between Grissom and Roberson, with Fiore coming in there as well, and that stable of running backs is proving to be a little bit too much so far for Slippery Rock, as it's 13-3, 14:54 still to go in this half. And the person on the sidelines is still down, so we're going to try and get the update as fast as we can. We'll get back to play in just a moment, but we'll try and go ahead and we'll update you with the first half, or the first quarter stats as well. And here's the big one. Slippery Rock, 9 rushes for 21 total yards. California, 10 rushes for 68 rushing yards. That's maybe as much as Slippery Rock allows all year in a game total. California has really taken it to Slippery Rock's run defense at the moment. The leading rusher, Nick Grissom, with 55, but he just had another 25 on that play, so he's up to 80 rushes, or 80 rushing yards already in the first half.
We took a look at the yards per game on rush defense that the Slippery Rock has allowed per game, and it was only 75 rushing yards per game, and already the Vulcans have eclipsed that. I'm sure nobody was expecting them to be so effective in the run game so far today, and it's proven to be a big factor with Grissom picking up that 56 yards, as he has done a great job, just like I said, finding those holes, finding those seams, and using his speed to his advantage. And between Grissom and Roberson, that's a duo that the Vulcans will utilize now that they found a little bit of a weakness so far today.
And if you're just joining us here on CUTV, while we're in this little bit of a break right now, here's some of the big plays of the game.
And one of the first drives for Slippery Rock, the Vulcans defense stalled him for a 3 and out. That one right there, knocking the ball out before Newsock was able to get that ball, and it was a fumble, but it was recovered, and then a punt. And then the first touchdown for the Vulcans right there, a little play action out route on 4th down, as Butler was able to go into the end zone for the first score of the game. And right here, a little bit of a bobble, but Slippery Rock was able to start a drive off with a little quick out route right there. And that drive was A very good drive by Slippery Rock as they ate up a lot of clock, ran down the field, and got their only points of the game so far for 3. And you take a look, and we talked earlier in the game, Shamar Green, one of the best in D2 in rushing. He has 832 yards coming into this game, 3rd best in D2 as he picks up a large chunk of yards right there. And then there's the final touchdown that we have seen in this one as Grissom cutting to the outside and getting the score to make it 13-3 at the moment.
And we'll go ahead and take a little bit of a break, wait for action to resume on the field. So when we come back, 13-3 California, penning the extra point here on CUTV.
Didn't get out to the high school football game this past Friday? Don't worry, because CUTV Sports has you covered. Never miss a second of this season's upcoming high school action as CUTV's Game of the Week takes you to the stadium and gives you the best seat in the house. Now in its 29th season of bringing you all of the best local games, CUTV Sports is your local leader in high school football coverage. The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
Stay connected with CUTV. Subscribe to us on YouTube for new videos. Follow us on Twitter for status updates. Like us on Facebook for updates, videos, and more. CUTV social media. Get connected, stay connected.
And we are back here on CUTV. It's currently 13-3 California. They still have to try the extra point coming up. Currently, right now, there is a ref down on the field. He is being put on a stretcher and being taken off the field. It must have happened during the running play where Grissom went into the end zone. We were not able to see it, Damon. We could not see it on any of our replays as well, and I'm sure we don't want to look at it. But our hearts go out to that referee as he's getting on the stretcher right now. You can hear the fans clapping. Hopefully he's okay. Sometimes we love to hate the refs because they can make bad calls, but it's always, they do their job as well as anybody possibly could. We never want to go down there and do it ourselves, and we hope everything goes all right for him, and hope for a speedy recovery for him as well. And he is holding a thumbs up, so that's a good sign right there. Hopefully everything's going to be fine for him, like I said, and we're about to get back to action. Before we do, another score update. This one's still very close. California saw them last week. IUP only beating Seton Hill 27-21 late in the third quarter, and Seton Hill is starting to drive on them as well. So let's see, can Seton Hill be upset-minded for the second week in a row as we're about to try the extra point?
That would be big for the Vulcans, knowing that you already had Gannon lose a second straight game for a second straight week, and now IUP at home for their homecoming, losing to the team we saw last week, Seton Hill, and that would be a big upset right there as IUP would be going down, and the Vulcans, I'm sure, are not focused on that. They're focused on the task at hand and trying to win this game and get themselves in a great position.
And the kick is up and good, so it is now 14-3 California. We're going to go ahead and keep it here because of our lengthy break. We're going to go ahead and look at the PSAC conference standings at the moment. We're actually going to look at the schedule first before the standings, but we already mentioned Indiana, Seton Hill, IUP up 27-21. Mercyhurst beat Gannon 45-38 as well, and Mercyhurst plays the Rock next week at Michigan Stadium.
And Mercyhurst now beating Gannon. They've had a great run of late as they've been a very dangerous team. And we take a look at the standings for the PSAC West once again. We noted Gannon lost earlier, so now are 3-2 in conference play. Indiana currently losing in their game. And then, of course, we got the game today, California and Slippery Rock right at the top of the standings. And then we take a look at the PSAC East standings.
And in the East, it's really a two-headed monster. Westchester, Bloomsburg, who's going to come out of it? East Stroudsburg, they are one of the big heavyweights as well. Westchester defeated Kutztown on Thursday night, so those two are updated. Both of them playing 5 conference games so far, but the championship is in the West this year, so whichever team wins the East got to come out West to try and win the PSAC.
That could play a big factor for these teams here in the West that play here all the time. That'll give them a little bit of an advantage, so whoever is able to win and get to that championship game, that'll be a big factor for them.
And Cody Nuzzo's kick is over the head of the return man. So Slippery Rock going to start at their own 25 after a touchback. Wind is blowing. Looked like it might have aided that kick a little bit as well with 14:54 to go in the second quarter.
I'll be kind of curious to see what the defense does here. We noticed on the last drive they bent, but they didn't break. They held Slippery Rock to only a field goal, and after getting the big touchdown to start off the second quarter, we'll see if the Vulcans defense can hold them and keep the momentum on their side as they are sitting up 14-3 right now.
It's a handoff to Shamar Green. He's getting to the outside. He's going to gain about 6 yards on the play, but there is a flag on the field. Looks like this one might be coming back. Looks like I probably saw a little bit of holding against Slippery Rock on that play.
And we'll see what the penalty is, but a good job there by Shamar Green using his patience, and he looked like he was going to get hit for a loss right there. But it is going to be holding against Slippery Rock, so that is going to back them up. And it'll still be first down here, and possibly it looks like first down and about 15, it looks like.
And that was Corey Tucker, the All-American offensive lineman, called for the hold right there. Let's see where they spot him. They're going to spot the ball at the 15, so first and 20 coming up with 14:45 to go and now running.
And I apologize on that one, down for first and 20, as that'll back them up even further into their own territory, starting at the 15.
Now it's going to be a handoff to Shamar Green. He gets most of the penalty yardage back. Going to be an 8-yard gain. Going to be second and 12 coming up. 14:25 to go.
And after the holding penalty that backed them up, good job by Shamar Green right there, cutting up the gut and just able to get those penalty yards back, and now it'll be a little bit more manageable here on second down.
Newsock going to throw. He going deep down the field. It's incomplete. That was number 2, Aaron Terry on the coverage. Number 88, Ashawn Tucker on the intended receiver.
And it looks like this one, Newsock just trying to lead his receiver, Ashawn Tucker, down the sideline. And this ball came out of his hand just a little bit wobbly, as you can see, as it came up another bloop ball right here as it was thrown over his receiver. And I've noted it, Newsock is seeming like he's having a little bit of problems locating his passes here.
And a pass right over the middle. Would not have been enough for a first down. Drew Scales just drops it, though. Had an oncoming tackler as well, number 7 for California. That was Arnell Farmer. Looked like he was going to make the stop. Look at the replay right here.
And Drew Scales going across the middle as he was just not able to get that ball, as he knew a defender was coming up behind him, and he probably tried to catch and run with the ball at the same time, and that could have been a factor as to why he dropped it. And now the SRU is forced to punt once again.
Andrew Huska, I believe this is his 4th of the day. Huska, high punt. It's going to be fair caught at the 35-yard line, where California will start their next drive.
Very decent field position for the Vulcans once again, as they've been starting, I want to say, around their 35-yard line for the most part in this game, as they've received a lot of punts. And we take a look here. If you want to stay connected with us here at CUTV, one of the ways you can do that is CUTV on our Twitter page. It is at CUTV_PA. If you just want to send us your pictures, interact with us a little bit, we'd love to hear your feedback on any of our shoots or any of the things we do, and that is one of the ways to do that.
Harris under center, 14 minutes even to go in the first half. Going to be a fake handoff. Harris going downfield, has the receiver, Kawan Scott. It's caught. Kawan Scott at the 25-yard line against Chris Williams. He gets his first big play of the day.
And what a job by Kawan Scott right there. That pass by Harris was a little bit underthrown, and he was in double coverage, but he came back to that ball, kept his eye on it, and was able to just catch that right in his breadbasket in between the two defenders. A huge gain for the Vulcans as they're down now to the 25-yard line.
Give me first and 10 for the Vulcans, 13:42 and running. Man in the backfield is Terrell Roberson. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Give me a fake handoff. Give me a touch pass to Paul Butler, the one that scored the touchdown. He's going deep down the field again, taken out of bounds at about the 11, or excuse me, they're going to mark it at the 14-yard line instead. So it's going to be a gain of enough for a first down. I guess they're calling it a 10-yard gain, so enough for a new set of downs.
And when the Vulcans get close to the red zone, it seems like they're going to that touch pass out to Butler. They did that earlier in the game and ended up in a score, and right here, SRU able to snuff it out before they were able to get into the end zone, but a decent gain right there as they get the first down.
And on that one, the touchdown, Harris faked a run to the other side and brought it back. This time he faked a run to that side and then kept with it. So it's 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Need the 5 for a first down, 15 for a touchdown. It's going to be a handoff. That's Grissom keeping going. He's taken out of bounds at the 12-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 3 yards on the play.
This time Grissom was not able to find a hole as the Slippery Rock was able to shore up all those spaces out to that side of the field as he was patiently waiting, tried to go to the inside there, it looked like, and then he just was forced to the outside and wasn't able to pick up very many yards on that play.
So 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. 12:55 remaining in this half. California up 14-3. Harris throwing again, has a man in the end zone. It's caught! California touchdown. Gary Brown on the over-the-shoulder catch. What a play, Damon.
Beautiful, beautiful pass here by Harris as he had to lead his receiver into that corner with a perfect pass, and he did just that as Gary Brown ran to that spot, caught it in the far corner of the end zone for the scores. We take a look here. There it is, just a beautiful pass over everybody and right into his hands, over-the-shoulder catch by Gary Brown. Another score here for the Vulcans as they are up big here in the second quarter.
Nice fade route right there to Gary Brown. That was number 24 on the coverage, Chris Williams. He got burned again. Kick is up, and it is good. So California now up 18, 21-3 on the nationally ranked Slippery Rock here on CUTV.
Tune in to Vulcan Football 2014 for the inside scoop on this year's Vulcan football team. Featuring highlights, scores, analysis, and a preview of the upcoming opponent, Vulcan Football 2014 gets you inside the huddle. Vulcan Football 2014 only on your home for Vulcan Football, CUTV.
And we're back here at Adamson Stadium. The nationally ranked Slippery Rock down 3 possessions to the California Vulcans. 12:44 to go in the first half. Nuzzo's kick a line drive right at the return man at the 21-yard line. He's trying to break it to the outside, and he will. He's going to have a big return. That's Teddy Blakeman. He gets to the 40-yard line, so what's thought to be like a little bit of a line drive squib turns out to be useful for Slippery Rock on that return.
And we're going to take a look at the 2 key plays from that last drive for the Vulcans. This was the big one, down the middle pass, going out to Kawan Scott as he came back for that underthrown ball, was able to make the big catch for a large gain, and then here's the beautiful floating pass into the corner of the end zone to Gary Brown to seal it off and get the Vulcans up 21-3.
You have 12:36 to go in the first half. Newsock in the shotgun, 4 receivers, 2 on each side, and a sidecar to his left now, Shamar Green. Give me a handoff to Shamar Green. He's going to get to the outside. He's going to gain maybe 2 yards on the play. They're actually going to call it, and it's going to be a gain of 2 yards. And now there's a late flag coming out. Looks like this one might be going against Slippery Rock because the referee was right there, and the Slippery Rock player just ran by him and he threw his flag.
We'll find out what the flag is here in just a minute, but that time Green trying to cut to the outside, tried to go as far as he could, and it didn't work out too well for him on that one as he only gained a few.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Number 9 on the defense.
Against number 9 on the defense. There is no number 9 on the defense. So kind of a confusing play here. Let's see what we can find.
Very interesting call. You are correct on that. But here is Green going. He tried to just wait, and go to the outside as he would then finally cut it up to the upfield. But he wasn't able to go anywhere as the Vulcans defense shut hhim down.
So 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line, 12-20 and running. Newsock on a screen to Shamar Green. He breaks out of a couple tackles. He's breaking up field. He gets to the 24-yard line before he's brought down for a 19-yard gain.
And what looked like a play that was just disrupted by the Vulcans on this one turns out to be just a quick dump pass from Newsock to Green, and Green using that speed that he has shown in this game, just getting past the main level of linebackers and getting to the second level for a large gain.
Now Teddy Blakeman on a handoff. He's going to gain 3 yards on the play, so 2nd and 7 coming up. Jawan Turner with the stop.
And we talked about the Vulcans defense bending but not breaking on that one of the offensive drives by Slippery Rock. This time, though, it seems like they're having a little bit of trouble picking up this offense, and they're going to try to keep them out of the end zone here.
Newsock with the pass. It's completed about 2 yards short of a first down, though, so it's coming up 3rd and 2. That is Nick Davis on the completion.
And this is going to be a big third down coming up for the Vulcans defense, but there's that quick pass to the outside, getting a good chunk of yardage and making it a very manageable third down for Slippery Rock. And right here, if you're the Vulcans defense, you are going to want to stop this offense on this play, try to hold them to a field goal again, and keep that momentum on your side.
3rd and 2. It's going to be a handoff. And the ball is loose. Let's see what they say, though. Are they going to say he was down? I think they're going to say he's down, but I don't know if he was on that play. Looks like the ball was out before he was down.
It'll be interesting to see what the refs decide right here, and if they say he was down, did he make the first down marker? That's the other question after that, but we'll see what the call is here once the refs decide.
And it is going to be 4th down no matter what happens here. It's going to be about 4th and 1 yard. We're going to get no clarification on this one, so no fumble, but 4th down, Slippery Rock's going to go for it.
And here is that play right here as you see Green trying to hold on to that ball as much as he could. The Vulcans defenders were going all over it. As you can see, the ball came out a few yards back from before he was down on the ground, so I would say it's a fumble, but the refs decide that it isn't.
And a botched call there. Shamar Green going up the middle. They're going to mark him short, it looks like. Let's see what they call. Looks like they're calling him short, and he is short. It's going to be California ball, so the fumble doesn't come back to hurt him. Cal U takes over on a big 4th down stop.
And that was unfortunate. They did not get the call on the fumble that what should have been a fumble on that last play, and they had to hurry up, get set, 4th down play, 4th and 1. Green trying to go up the center, and just a big stop by the Vulcans defense, shutting him down quickly, and they get the ball right back into their offense's hands.
So the botched call on the fumble does not come back to hurt Cal U. Shamar Green stopped barely inches short of a first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line for Cal U. 10:33 to go.
And that's one of those instances you use a negative and turn it into a positive to motivate you. You didn't get the good call, so you go out there, you do and make the stop like you're supposed to, and get that ball back. Great job by the defense.
Harris under center has a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Going up the middle, gain of about 3 yards on the play, so it's going to be up 2nd and 7 with 10:25 and running to go.
And the Vulcans used a quick strike offense with the passing game in their last drive, and right here starting it out with a short run, trying to kind of change the pace a little bit. We'll see as they go along here if they're going to try to hurry up down the field or if they're just going to methodically try to run the clock down, gain little chunks of yardage, and pick up first downs along the way.
2nd and 7. Harris in the pistol. 2 sidecars, 3 receivers, Smorey, Brown, and Scott. We've not seen any completions to Luke Smorey, our guy that we kind of picked out from our backs and receivers starters. Harris, back to throw. Going downfield, Gary Brown. Oh, what a catch by Gary Brown. What a play there. Holy cow, Gary Brown.
Gary Brown going down the sideline, and this time he is covered by 2 defenders in double coverage. Just kept his focus and was able to haul that ball in. It looks like he almost wasn't able to catch it, but just a great job sticking it to his body, pulling it in. What a catch, and another big gain for the Vulcans offense right there.
And a great replay right there. Way to work it in the crew. Harris, back to throw. Throws it away. It's incomplete. Bounce before it's able to get to Brown. Harris met hard after the throw. Looks like number 44, Marcus Martin, our player to watch, took him down.
And Harris flushed out of the pocket on that one. A lot of pressure by Slippery Rock, and that was a good job as he rolled out and was able to get that pass off. Gary Brown tried to get back for that pass, but it was just a little bit too short, and now it'll be 2nd down.
9:32 remaining in the first half still. 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line. Harris under center. And now there's going to be a handoff up the middle. Grissom, no gain on the play. It's going to be up 3rd and 10. And Slippery Rock defensive back Amir Carter was yelling and begging for a false start on that play, but no flag came out.
And Carter, and it should have been a false start on the Vulcans right there, as Carter had a good complaint, but this Slippery Rock defense is just frustrated right now with the fact that they aren't able to stop the Vulcans, and getting the fact that they can't get a penalty call either is just killing them right now, as they are just frustrated and flustered as the Vulcans are continuing to move down the field.
3rd and 10, under 9 minutes to go. Harris back to throw, has a receiver, that's complete. Gary Brown has enough for a new set of downs at the 29-yard line, gain of 14 on the play.
Seems safe to say that Gary Brown seems to be the favorite target for Harris, as SRU is having a hard time defending the near side of the field where Gary Brown is making all of these catches. As they even have double coverage on him, and they're just making these passes. Great poise in the pocket by Harris. He's getting that ball out there and getting those large completions as the Vulcans continue to just drive down the field against SRU.
We see Mark Thomas come in for Gary Brown, give him a little bit of a breather. Harris under center, has 2 tight ends, 5 down linemen. It's going to be a handoff. That's Grissom. He's going nowhere. He loses a yard on the play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Good stop there by the Rock.
Very good stop by the Rock, as Grissom tried to use that patience, tried to find that little seam once again, but the Rock was all over him, as you can see right here, hesitating, didn't know if he wanted to go up the middle, and then before you know it, the Rock's defenders were all over him.
And there was just a swarm right there. Even if he decided to go to the left or the right, there was nowhere he really could have run. So 2nd and 11, 8 minutes even remaining in the first half. Harris fakes the handoff, screen pass, Gary Brown. He shakes one defender. He's going, he hits the 20, the 15, the 10. He's taken out of bounds about the 9-yard line. So a new set of downs coming up for the Vulcans again.
Great job making a play that looked like a disaster right there, as it could have been a loss. He turned it into a positive and got the Vulcans inside down near the 10. And it looks like Brown's taking a play off, but we'll take a look at the replay right here. There it is. Pass to the outside. Brown able to juke out to the outside and get a block from his teammate right there, as he uses his speed, gets up the field, and gets down inside the 10-yard line.
And that was Tyler Pearson, the sophomore right tackle, against Isaiah Coleman on the block. It's 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. 7:25 to go in the first half. Harris back to throw. He throws to the end zone. It is well overthrown, incomplete. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal with 7:20 to go.
The Vulcans lining up in the I formation right there, looking like they were going to go for a run, but once again here they go with a play action, trying to get that pass into the corner of the end zone. There was a little bit of contact between the receiver and the defensive back, as you can see right there. Could have been pass interference, we don't know, but the refs didn't call it, and now it'll be 2nd down.
And it looks like the defender kind of let go as the ball was coming at him, so I guess kind of a good no call there, but 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line, 7:20 to go. Could have been another offsides against Conway, but no movement on the offensive line for Cal U. 3 receivers on this play. Harris going to throw. Throws it over Nick Grissom. He tries to break one defender. He's taken out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and goal.
And a short screen pass to the outside right there. And that was Chris Williams on the tackle for Slippery Rock. Did a great job. We know Grissom's speed and his agility, able to juke most defenders. But right there, Williams stuck with him and didn't let him go anywhere, as he brought him down for a short gain. And that'll bring up 3rd down and goal now for the Vulcans.
6:55 and running. Harris, he's going in the shotgun. Cal U has had their struggles in the red zone this year. Harris back to throw. Throws it in the corner. Gary Brown has it. Gary Brown has a touchdown. California. Gary Brown in back-to-back drives puts up 6 points.
And that seems to be Gary Brown's area, the back corners of the end zone. This one was another floater pass. Just put it up. Gary Brown just went up, got that ball, and had great awareness to know where he was in the end zone. You take a look right here. There is Harris putting that ball up. Brown gets up, gets his foot down before he was out of bounds. Great awareness, great athleticism, and another touchdown for the Vulcans here.
It's now 27-3, 6:42 to go. Newsel on for the extra point, trying to make it a 4-score game. Kick is up, kick is good. California now leading the nationally ranked Slippery Rock 28-3 here on CUTV. Second quarter action coming back on CUTV.
CUTV News Center brings you the best in local news, weather, entertainment, and sports.
A new building is being constructed and it is estimated.
We take a look at our local temperatures for this morning. Right around Du Bois, we have 38 degrees.
Swimmer Diana Nyad and former pro hockey player Sean Avery.
With the PSAC preseason poll.
CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5. CUTV. California University Television.
And welcome back. Cody Nuzzo kicking the ball away. It's going to be fielded at about the 2-yard line by the return man, Drew Scales, for Slippery Rock. Scales going to the outside. He's slowed down a little bit before being brought out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, where Slippery Rock will start their next drive.
And we take a look at two key plays again from that last drive for the Vulcans. This offense has just been absolutely clicking all day long. And here's one of those examples of that. A good pass right there out to the sideline where they've had great success with Gary Brown. And then, of course, again, going to Gary Brown. He seems to be the man to go to today. And look at that great job by Brown, knowing where he was at in the end zone, getting the 1 foot down that he needed into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Vulcans now sit up 28-3 on Slippery Rock.
6:36 to go in the first half. Shotgun formation, two side cars. It's a handoff up the middle. That's Shamar Green gaining about 4 yards on the play, so 2nd and 6 coming up.
And those Slippery Rocks offense has had a little bit of trouble today. Shamar Green is still proving to be effective as he's gained large chunks of yardage, gotten them down the field. It's just that they've been stopped by this Vulcans defense in most other aspects, and that's why they only have 3 points in this game.
Newsock going down the field, has a receiver. That's Scales wide open at midfield before being taken down at the 45-yard line. Caillou just lost sight of him, and he's able to gain a big chunk right there.
And Scales did sneak in across the middle of the field right there as it looked like Newsock was looking out to the sideline and then came back to the middle of the field as Scales was right there, put that pass in his breadbasket, and got the first down.
Now another completion to Slippery Rock receiver. That is number 88, Ashawn Tucker on the completion, gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
And once again, Slippery Rock and their offense trying to get up to the line quickly. Got that snap off and got it to Ashawn Tucker for a short gain. And it'll make it 2nd down and 4 here. So they're just getting those little chunks of yardage and making it down the field.
Newsock just throwing it away. Absolutely no one there on the play. Don't know where he was going with that one. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Little bit of miscommunication, it seemed, right there for Slippery Rock, as I think they were expecting the receiver to run down the sideline, but instead he looks like he was trying to cut over into the middle or the outside toward the sideline, and the ball was thrown where nobody else was at. So incomplete pass, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Newsock back to throw again. It's a screen. Shamar Green, he has plenty of room to run. Plenty of room to run at the 25, taken down at the 21-yard line, gain of 18, enough for a new set of downs.
That is the 2nd time we've seen Slippery Rock incorporate that play into their system. Just a quick dump pass right into the middle of everybody, and then Green using his speed and power to get up the field for extra yardage, and now they're down near the red zone.
Newsock keeping it himself, going up the middle. He's going to be taken down by a couple California defenders after a gain of about 4 yards on the play, maybe 5 yards on the play, so 2nd and 6 coming up.
And after that quick dump pass, it was a good job by the Vulcans there to respond. Only allow a short gain there on the keeper by Newsock. And now we'll see what the Slippery Rock decides to do here.
Newsock going to throw over the middle. Has a man in the end zone. It's complete. Touchdown Rock. They needed that score to be able to stay in this one. That's number 33, Julian Durden on the reception.
They definitely needed that score. We saw the Vulcans running up the field, up and down, and now Slippery Rock finally getting on the board with a touchdown. They had a field goal earlier, but that touchdown is key as they now get themselves into this, possibly going into the 2nd half, a little bit more manageable. We still have 4:48 on the clock, but that touchdown is big as that could start the gears rolling for this offense.
So let's see. Lanuskis on for the extra point. That one is up. That one is good. So it is now 28-10. California still has a big lead against the nationally ranked Rock on CUTV.
You can relive all of the action from your favorite CUTV program today. From regional championships to high school football, you can take home your favorite CUTV game or event to relive anytime. Just send a return address and DVD information with $16.95 per DVD to 250 University Avenue, care of CUTV. Order today.
And we're back on CUTV. Tyler Matusak kicking it away for the Rock. Going to be fielded by the return man at the 5-yard line. He finds a hole. That's Nick Grissom. He gets to about the 26 before being taken down, so 21-yard return on the play. But Damon, look at that last drive for Slippery Rock, getting their first touchdown of the day to Julian Durden. If they get another one here before halftime, it's going to be very close. But California does get the second half kickoff.
That's correct, and one would expect this game to be a shootout of sorts through the first half of the game, and it didn't seem that way as the Vulcans were just dominating on both sides of the ball, but a quick strike touchdown by the Rock. Now they got their defense out there. If they can hold the Vulcans and get another touchdown, that will make this very interesting going into halftime of this game.
It's going to be a handoff. Terrell Roberson. He's going to plunge forward for about 5 yards, so 2nd and 5 coming up. 4:33 to go.
And there's that power running game by the Vulcans. This time Terrell Roberson going up the gut and getting a very good gain as the Vulcans' rushing attack has done very well against the Slippery Rock defense, who seem to be stunned by the fact that the Vulcans are doing so much on the rushing game here today.
And it's another handoff. Gonna gain about 2 yards on this one, so gonna bring up 3rd and 3 now for the Vulcans.
And very manageable yardage after another good chunk of yardage gain there by the rushing attack, and it seems things are getting a little bit more physical out there, so it's a good idea by the Vulcans to do some ground and pound right here and try to wear out this defense that they've already struck with many points on the board already today.
Harris is in the shotgun. He has a sidecar to his left and 3 receivers. California, their hard count right now is really causing problems for Slippery Rock's defense. They've been jumping every time. No movement from the Cal offensive line though. Gonna throw is Harris. He throws it away into the bench, so that's going to force a 3 and out. Slippery Rock fans starting to get into this one. It's going to be 4th down. Andrew Surratt coming on.
That's not something you wanted if you're the Vulcans offense, a 3 and out, but on that play, they really didn't have much of an option as Harris had to roll out to his right, and none of his receivers were open, which is the reason why he had to throw it to the sideline and just let the play go, and now Vulcans are going to have to punt and hope that their defense can hold Slippery Rock and not conceive another touchdown to these guys before half.
Surratt coming on for the punt. There's going to be a flag on the play. They're counting the players on offense. Looks like there might be 12 for the Vulcans.
And if they do have more than 12 on the, or if they do have 12 on the field, and that's a penalty on the Vulcans, that could cause them to have. Oh, and it actually is not a flag. It's going to be a timeout called by the Vulcans.
And we're going to go ahead and look at the AFCA poll for Division II football right now in just a moment. As we get clever soon, no foul, it's a timeout California. But right now, Northwest Missouri State #1. You look at the teams from the Super Region Calisans: Shepherd, Westchester, Bloomsburg, Winston-Salem, Slippery Rock. So many, Concord, so many teams in there that are nationally ranked. Just so much competition in the Super Region.
Yeah, a lot of teams in the region that play against the Vulcans that are ranked in this poll. And we talked about Slippery Rock being number 19. You can see those other teams in there, including Bloomsburg. It's amazing the toughness of competition that the Vulcans face. And right here, they're showing they can still play with the best of the best, as Slippery Rock is down 28-10 in this game so far.
And California's offense has to keep it going, though. Defense got to bend, but not break, and make sure they hold Slippery Rock at bay. Surratt coming off for the punt. It's a low snap. Able to still get the punt away. It's a good one. Fielded at about the 21-yard line. Scales, actually, excuse me, that's not Scales, the return man. He's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. That's Brandon Aikens on the return.
And now, if you're the Vulcans defense, you've shown a little bit of a weakness, I guess, of the quick strike offense. So we take a look here, though, at the return. Good job by the Vulcan special teams to shut that down as quickly as possible and get the Slippery Rock back into their field a little bit. But you're right, the Vulcans defense, though, they do need to stand their ground right here. They showed a little bit of a weakness in that quick strike offense by Slippery Rock, and if they can stop that and stall them out here, that would be a big momentum shift going into halftime.
Newsock back to throw. He's going to throw it away, down to the ground, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Newsock, as he went back in the pocket, it looked like he didn't think that there was any options available to him as his receivers were covered really well. As you can see, he scanned the field all the way across and nothing there, so he threw the ball to the ground and have an incompletion.
And it looks like Shamar Green was in the area. If not, that would have been an intentional grounding, loss of down, and a big loss of yardage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Newsock back to throw. That one's tipped. It's intercepted. That's intercepted by California's defense. He's running with it. Cannot tell who that is. It's tripped up. That's Jawan Turner, the PSAC West Defensive Athlete of the Week a couple of weeks ago. That's a big turnover for the Vulcans.
Jawan Turner, what a job by the Vulcans defense, standing their ground and getting the tip at the line right there. As you can take a look at the replay, this ball was thrown really low as it was tipped right there, and there it was caught. Oh, actually, it was bobbled a little bit, and then it was able to be picked up and returned for some yardage. But what a turnover. We talked about the fact that the team that has more turnovers, that could possibly be in their favor, and that could help them win this game right there. That is a huge stop, and the Vulcans now set up with 3:09 on the clock, a chance to score another touchdown.
They are 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Looks like the first one to get a hand on it was Damon Pierce, who had an interception very similar to that in the first week against Virginia State. It's going to be a fake handoff. Harris, touch pass again to Paul Butler. That's been working all day. 5-yard line. Still stays in bounds before being taken out. He knocks out 2 Slippery Rock defenders on that one. Number 5, Isaiah Coleman. Number 8, Derek Fulmore.
Like we said before, that touch pass by the Vulcans in their red zone to Paul Butler has worked to perfection, as this time it goes to the outside once again, and he stays tout as he stays at the 5-yard line. It does not even get knocked down.
And it's going to be 1st and goal coming up with 2:54 to go. Actually, it's running 2:50 and running now. California on the precipice of getting another big score and increasing their lead. Harris under center. 2 tight ends, Green and Butler. Man in motion, Gary Brown. Kawan Scott on the far side as well. It's going to be a handoff. Terrell Roberson going into the end zone. 9 touchdowns for Roberson in 4 weeks. 2:34 to go. California 5 touchdowns in the first half.
And Roberson has been a big factor in the red zone offense as the Vulcans get down near the goal line. We talked about how many touchdowns he's had, and right here he gets another one as the Vulcans set up, and they go off tackle on this play as Butler is blocking off to the far side, and here comes Roberson going up through the defense, up the middle, touchdown Vulcans, and that is a big shift of momentum going in with 2:34 left in this half.
And that's the 9th touchdown in 4 weeks for Roberson. He's been a real big catalyst as the kick is up and good. So 35-10. California able to turn the interception into some big points on CUTV.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. 29 down. 4 letters to describe excellence in college television. I know. CUTV, California University Television.
And we're back on CUTV. Kick returner for Slippery Rock taken out about the 24-yard line. Doesn't get the necessary yardage for a touchback on that one, so kind of a bad return. That was Drew Scales and Damon, that last drive, turning a turnover into 6 points. Let's look at the score. Well, actually, first, this is going to be an interception right here.
And this interception was tipped at the line, and a great job by the defense, able to track that ball down as it was still floating around in the air, and able to pick it up and get the big return right there, as that was number 53, Jawan Turner, on the interception return. And then right here, the rollout, this touch pass to Paul Butler that the Vulcans have been doing all day is very effective, setting themselves inside the 10. And and then getting the touchdown.
Pass is completed to the receiver, Drew Scales. He's able to shake a defender, Chaz Veal, before getting out to the 37. New set of downs coming with 2:16 to go.
If you're Slippery Rock, you know after that big shift of momentum and that heartbreak of that turnover and then the ensuing touchdown, you're going to want to get down the field and get a score as fast as you can before halftime, because the score would help them be at least in this game going into halftime instead of down 35-10.
Newsock throwing again. That one's complete. Jameer Dutrell has enough for a first down at the 48-yard line. Move the sticks again with 2:04 to go.
This is what Slippery Rock does best. They get up to the line of scrimmage quick. They complete these quick passes for about 10 to 12 yards a pop and get these first downs. And right now, they're doing that to perfection here.
Newsock back to throw again. Has the receiver on the sideline, but it goes through his hands. Incomplete. That's Ashawn Tucker, the intended receiver. Coverage by Aaron Terry. Second down.
One thing that's concerning, as we saw in that play right there, Newsock had all day in the pocket to throw, as it looks like the Vulcans defense is doing a decent job defending the pass out in the secondary, but their linebackers are not getting enough pressure on Newsock. If they were able to do that, it might shake things up a little bit.
Newsock back to throw. Knox coming on pressure. That's a completion. Ashawn Tucker shakes out a defender. That's Aaron Terry before getting to about the 28-yard line in California territory with 1:46 to go.
Ashawn Tucker able to catch that ball, plant his feet, and get a good spin move off as he was able to shake off the first defender, gain an extra 5 or 6 yards, and the Slippery Rock is just driving down the field at a fast pace right now as they're sitting down at the 27, and it looks like we might have a penalty here.
And there is going to be a penalty flag on the play. Let's see what it's going to be. It's actually going to be a timeout called by the Vulcans with 1:38 to go. Maybe giving the players a little bit of a rest, try and etch up the perfect defense that you need here. But you mentioned before, Newsock is getting all the pressure taken away from him, because this offensive line for Slippery Rock has 2 juniors, 2 seniors, and 1 sophomore, and that's the center. And all these players are some of the best in the PSAC. This line altogether, probably the #1 line in my opinion. The defensive line for California has not been able to get the pressure. You've missed Kenny Wilkins. Turner had that interception, but no pressure. Damon Pierce, no Adam Mihoki or Tyler Haddock. There's not really been a lot of pressure so far.
There hasn't even been a sack on Newsock yet. And you're right, Corey Tucker's the one guy on that line we talked about earlier in the game. He's the All-America anchoring that line, and if they're able to keep Newsock off of his back and just let him put these quick strikes down the field constantly, and at this speed that this offense is going at, it's going to wear out the Vulcans defense as they've moved down the field probably about 50 yards or so in this drive in the matter of about a minute. So you're going to have to find a way to stop that if you're going to want to keep this offense down for the rest of the game.
Slippery Rock going to have a 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line, Cal territory, 1:38 to go. Newsock gets the snap. Under pressure there. That's going to be a fumble. They're calling for a flag for intentional ground. They're actually going to call that an incomplete pass. So Jeff Knox, our player to watch, gets there to force the incompletion.
And we just got done talking about the fact that the Vulcans had not gotten any pressure on Newsock yet today, but there it is. Knox coming off the blind side and was able to get at Newsock as he was able to react just in time. I do not know how he got that pass off towards his receiver. He probably just flinged it off to his side, but a good job as he was able to avoid the sack, and it's 2nd down.
Newsock back to throw again. No pressure this time either. Oh, what a catch, but there's going to be a flag on the play. Let's see what it's going to be. Looks like it might be defensive pass interference on this one.
And Julian Durden, unbelievable catch right there. The defender was right in his face, and that's what the penalty could be called on right here, but what a job making that catch, as we'll await the call from the referee here.
Durden gets the ball to the 3-yard line, a 25-yard catch. Let's see the penalty. Pass interference against California. Number 46, Spencer Lynn. It's a decline penalty, 1st and goal coming out for Slippery Rock at the 3-yard line, 1:25 to go.
And you take a look at that play right there. We saw it. We can't really see it on replay, but Durden had that defender right in his face, and he was able to keep his focus and catch the ball as he was falling to the ground. Slippery Rock on the goal line now.
It's going to be a handoff to Blakeman. He's not going to get into the goal. He gains a yard on the play. 2nd and goal coming up with 1:10 to go.
Well, we'll hope and see if the Vulcans are able to stop on the goal line stand right here. That was a great job stuffing the run for no gain on the first attempt at the goal line, and that'll be 2nd and goal. And if they're able to make a stand right here, what a big momentum shift that would be going back in their favor.
Handoff. Actually, no, Newsock still has it back of the end zone. Overthrown of his receiver, number 13, the intended target, Julian Harrell, the tight end. 3rd and goal with 50 seconds left.
Trying to go with a play-action play right there as Newsock was faking to his running back and had to go roll back in the pocket as the Vulcans were able to get very good pressure, and all he could do was try to throw it to the back of the end zone, and that time it was overthrown. Big 3rd down right here.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Looks like Durden is the running back. Sidecar to the right, 3 receivers. It's going to be a handoff to Durden. He's going to go to the end zone. 35-16 the score now, so Slippery Rock, 2 touchdowns on back-to-back drives with 45 seconds left.
That's what Slippery Rock had to do right there after the heartbreaking turnover and ensuing touchdown for the Vulcans. They quickly went right back down the field and got the touchdown. As there you see the great delayed handoff, fake pass right there as he's able to just walk into the end zone with some great blocking, and Slippery Rock gets back up on the board again, and it makes this a little bit interesting going into halftime, it seems.
Winooska's coming up for the extra point. 35-16 your score. And now it's 35-17. So when we come back from this break, we're going to see the end of the first half with 45 seconds left on CUTV.
Don't miss a second of the exciting 2014 California University Vulcans football season. Whether home or away, CUTV is your home for Vulcans football. Watch every step of the way as Coach Keller and the Vulcans strive for a PSAC title and NCAA playoff berth. Your home for Vulcan football, CUTV.
We're back on CUTV. Kick coming to California. Fielded at the 15 by Terrell Roberson. He fumbles it. He finds a hole, though. He's breaking out to midfield. He has a big return coming. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. He's able to scoop it there. Defender. Big return coming. 15. 10-yard line taken out. Terrell Roberson putting momentum back on the California sideline.
Roberson, it looked like a shot play on the kickoff right there as he dropped the initial attempt to catch it right here. As you take a look at the replay, botched it, picked it up, was able to see down the field and was able to find these holes and then just burst with his speed out to the far side, beat a few defenders, shook off a couple of tackles, and now California, with 30 seconds left on the clock, has a chance at another touchdown before half. Unbelievable return there by Roberson.
33 seconds left to be exact. 35-17 to score, but California 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Premium position to maybe come in and score again. And they get kickoff in the second half as well, Damon. So this is a big momentum swing here. Harris under center. Back to throw. Throws it in the end zone. Gary Brown there. Incomplete. Almost had it. That's Amir Carter on the play. He's coming up very pumped on that one.
Gary Brown's been the go-to guy today for Harris, and once again, going to that far corner of the end zone, he almost pulled off another circus catch right here as the defender was in his face, tried to pull that in with one hand, and it looked like there might have been some contact right there, but once again, the ref's not calling it, letting it play out, and it was an incomplete pass.
And the big thing in college football, you don't have to turn around and find the ball. Handoff here, going to the outside. That's Roberson. He's still going. Taken down about the 7-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. You got 18 seconds and running still on the clock.
That actually looks like Grissom on the run to the outside right there as he wasn't able to find the holes right there, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout. And it's going to be called on it's going to be California's timeout here.
And you see the run there by Grissom. I apologize for calling it Roberson, but Grissom able to get to the 8-yard line. That's a 4-yard gain, so 3rd and 6 coming up from the 7-yard line. They do not need a touchdown to be able to keep this drive alive. They can, I think there's enough time here, 12 seconds left. You can have at least one play. And then come on for a field goal. You have to throw it here, in my opinion, though. I would not be surprised if we see that touch pass back to Paul Butler that's been there all game long. But Slippery Rock is probably adjusted to that by now. You would at least think they would.
Yeah, you would think they would at this point, especially down here as we're near the red zone. We're in the red zone and very close to the goal line. That touch pass seems to be something the Vulcans have gone to near the 20, the 15-yard line to gain that 10 or 15 yards that they need to get close enough to the end zone to punch it in. But so far, it seems like the Vulcans might go to that, but they could even possibly just do a quick pass to the corner of the end zone.
And to the viewers at home, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the graphics right now, so we won't be able to keep those on the screen for you, but we will update you as much as we can. It's 35-17 with 12 seconds left, 3rd and 6 at the 7-yard line. Need 6 for a first down, 7 for a score. And there's going to be a timeout called by Slippery Rock now. So Slippery Rock burns their first one of the half with 12 seconds remaining. We'll talk about this, Damon. If California gets a touchdown on this play, there'll probably be about maybe 6 seconds left in the half. You'll squib it. You'll probably go to halftime. But we'll go ahead and look here on this drive before I ask you the question I was going to ask. As you see Roberson fumble it there, but make a big return.
That's the main reason we are where we are on this drive. Roberson just had a little bit of a trouble collecting that ball in on the kickoff, but then turned it into something immensely positive for the Vulcans as he took this thing down, shook off some tackles, as you can see right there, and brought it down to the 10-yard line just about, as the Vulcans now have tried a couple of shots at the red zone. As you can see right here, this is a pass towards the corner. On that play, though, Gary Brown not able to pull it in as the defender was all over him, and then they try to run play out to Grissom to the outside, who's also had a big game, but this time SRU was able to shut it down, and that's how we are at 3rd and 6.
My question for you was, if California gets a touchdown here, what does that do to the Slippery Rock sideline?
That possibly could deflate Slippery Rock, knowing the fact that you were down by such a large margin going into halftime after a big return like that, and you had only 30 seconds on the clock.
And it's an incomplete pass. Looks like there was a lot of coverage on that one. Double teamed. Looks like he was going to Gary Brown again, but that's going to send out the field goal unit with 8 seconds left.
And that was number 52, Bob Vernick, for Slippery Rock all over Brown right there. As you can see, just gets his hand on the ball as it dropped down into the end zone, and it looks like the Vulcans are going to attempt a field goal before half here.
Cody Nuzzo coming on for the 24-yard attempt with 8 seconds left, trying to make it a 3-score game again. Snap, hold, it's up, and it's good. So Nuzzo's kick is good. We'll go ahead and keep it right here with only 3 seconds left in the first half, though. 38-17 to score. So Damon, Slippery Rock able to maintain a field goal in this one, but California does get the second half kickoff. What's going through the mind of Coach Mahalik right now on the Slippery Rock sideline?
I think he's okay with the fact that his defense made a huge stop right there. That was a big momentum shifter for the Vulcans right there. On the kickoff with only 30 seconds left, you think you're going into halftime at 35-17 after getting the big quick strike touchdown. But then they give us a big kick return. And then they got down to the goal line. The defense made a good stand and was able to hold the Vulcans to a field goal. But you're still a little bit lost right now. Slippery Rock's probably wondering why their offense hasn't clicked yet. And they got a lot of questions to answer, and I'm sure they're going to get to that at halftime, and they're going to figure out what they need to do to get back into this game.
And I'm going to actually counter a point there. I don't think it's the offense that's the problem. It's the defense. California's offense has just been driving down the field for most of the game. They've even had punts, but Slippery Rock then wouldn't be able to do anything with them. So I think this game has just been all California so far. Because we're going to probably see a squib coming up with 3 seconds left. And it is going to be a squib. Fielded about the 35-yard line. Return man going to be taken down at the 45. That's going to be halftime. California all over the rock right now, 38-17. When we come back from halftime, we'll see if California can hold on or if Slippery Rock has another comeback in their minds on CUTV.
Don't miss a second of the exciting 2014 California University Vulcans football season. Whether home or away, CUTV is your home for Vulcans football. Watch every step of the way as Coach Keller and the Vulcans strive for a PSAC title and NCAA playoff berth. your home for Vulcan football, CUTV.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the Cal U student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Tune in to Vulcan Football 2014 for the inside scoop on this year's Vulcan football team. Featuring highlights, scores, analysis, and a preview of the upcoming opponent, Vulcan Football 2014 gets you inside the huddle. Vulcan Football 2014, only on your home for Vulcan football, CUTV.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And we are back here for some second half action between California and the number 19 ranked Slippery Rock. We have about 3.5 minutes till the second half will get going. Damon, we're going to look at some of the halftime stats from this big game.
And you take a look, one stat that really stands out is the fact that Slippery Rock's defense is known to stop the run, only allowing 75 yards per game. But look at Cal getting on them with the rushing attack, 114 yards, and total offense even 322 yards. So a great job by the offense. And then for Slippery Rock, their passing game's been effective, but their rushing game hasn't been so. And the big thing here too as well, 2 turnovers by Slippery Rock, and that has aided Cal in having such a big lead going into this half.
Yeah, really, time of possession is kind of curious to me because I understand Cal's been running up the score, but they seem like they've had the ball forever, and Slippery Rock has just been running down the field every single time, what they usually do. But we're going to go and look at some of the highlights from the first half as well. And our theme for homecoming today, actually, Damon, was Spirit of America. So we're going to look at the highlights, and there's the American flag right there for you.
Yeah, introducing our replays, we take a look. This is the first touchdown of the game, a roll out to number 87, Paul Butler, as he ran down the extra 20 yards and got the first score of the game for the Vulcans, which ended up opening up the floodgates a little bit, as we see as their Slippery Rock got a field goal. Here's the second touchdown of the game, as that is Nick Grissom, who's had a big game today in the rushing attack, getting the second score for the Vulcans. And it took a while, but SRU in this next highlight was able to finally answer, as they had only the field goal going into the second quarter. But here they are as they get down and score a touchdown right here, as they started getting themselves back on the board slowly but surely. But the Vulcans were able to hold them back just enough that they were able to answer, as here's the defense coming up. A big tip at the line of scrimmage, as it was intercepted by number 53, Jawan Turner, and returned for a few yards. And that set Cal up right on the goal line. As a few plays later, they were able to get the offense rolling once again, as Nick Grissom on the handoff, finding the seam. And I'm sorry, that's actually not Nick Grissom. That is number 28, Terrell Roberson, on the run into the end zone after the INT. And here, very quickly after that touchdown, after about a minute and a half, SRU goes right down the field, scores once again, and you figure that's how we had going into halftime, but the Vulcans able to answer with another field goal.
And Julian Durden, number 33 for Slippery Rock, has both hit touchdowns today. He has that receiving touchdown and the rushing touchdown as well. We have about a little over a minute remaining in the halftime period, and we cannot go without saying it is homecoming today at California. And we would like to congratulate our homecoming king and queen. Jaquan Cornish is the king, and the homecoming queen, Sarah Barger. Congratulations to both of them. We know it's an honor. I've been doing a lot of homecoming festivities throughout the week. This is the bookend to that. We'll just have to wait till next year to see a lot more festivities coming up.
And so far today, it's been a fantastic day. We had the parade and all the pregame festivities beforehand, and so far, all the fans that have showed out to this game today, with all the energy in the stadium, with such a big game going on, they've got to see a great football game with the home team, the Vulcans, showing up and putting a lot of points on the board and making it very exciting in the first half. We'll have to see how the second half goes.
And California will receive the second half kick So, California definitely has a chance here to put up some more points on the board before Slippery Rock even touches the ball in this half. And that's something that could be a recipe for success, because Slippery Rock, it's an adage that is an obvious one. You can't score when you don't have the ball. You keep the hands out of the rock. If you keep the ball out of the hands of the Rock, you're going to go on to victory. 21 points is nothing to such a great offense like the Rock has, and you got to keep your foot on the pedal and keep going.
You literally, in this case for the Vulcans, keep the Rock out of the hands of the Rock, and you're able to keep that offense off the field and keep them at a low score, while your offense for the Vulcans has been so phenomenal, putting points up on the board. And SRU, I'm sure, had a lot of questions going into halftime as to the things they needed to change if they wanted to get back into this game. So they might still be reeling, and if you can get another quick strike score, that'd be huge for the Vulcans going forward.
So Tyler Matusek ready to kick it away. And we're ready to go in the second half. Kick is high and far into the end zone. And they're going to return it out. Surprising decision there. That's Nick Grissom on the return. He's breaking it back. He's going to get to the 15, so a surprising call there to bring it out. He would have gotten a clean 25 yards if he kept it in the end zone.
Very surprising. It seemed like his teammates on that kickoff were trying to tell him to stay back and take the knee and just bring the ball out. Don't try to return it. Just take the knee, take the yards. But in this case, he decided he wanted to return it. Not the smartest decision in that case, because the Vulcans now have to start at their own 15 instead of the 25-yard line.
So we're going to see James Harrison Company come out, 14:54 to go, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Lone back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers as well. Slippery coming out in the stack formation. It's going to be a handoff. Going to the outside, that's Roberson. He's trying to break that tackle. He's not going to. Going to be taken down at the 12-yard line, a loss of 3. So this drive not starting the way California surely would have wanted it to.
Definitely not the way they wanted to start out. And that was Marcus Martin on the initial contact on that run, as he was able to hit Roberson and keep him in the backfield as Roberson continues to try to go forward. As you can see right here, Martin on the initial tackle, and he just kept pushing him back, and he never let go and got the tackle for a loss right there. And the Vulcans now have a long second down.
2nd and 13 from the 12-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Fiore. His first carry of the game. He's going to get to the 16-yard line, so going to bring up 3rd and 9 on this play.
And the Vulcans able to get those yards back after the loss, and they even actually get it to be a 3rd and 9 right here on a short run to the outside. You're right, first carry there for Fiore on the day as he's able to slice up for 3. And now it's going to be a long 3rd down. We'll see what the Vulcans want to do, backed up in their own end right here.
Harris is in the shotgun. He has 2 sidecars, Fiore and Grissom. 3 receivers, Smorey, Scott, and Gary Brown. Brown and Smorey on the far side. It's going to be a handoff to Grissom. Grissom's got some running room. He's going to be stopped just a couple yards short of the 1st down, though, so it's going to be a 4th and 2. Surrett coming out the punt.
And the passing game's been very effective for the Vulcans today, but this time they elected not to do that. They wanted to go with the run play off to the far side of the field, and this one was Grissom using his speed, just getting a quick shot down over towards the 1st down marker, but he did not get there as the defense for SRU was able to stop them. And now the Vulcans are going to have to punt to SRU and give that offense, that quick strike offense that they have, to get the ball back.
And, you know, the prevailing thought in that one is run time off the clock. As the punt gets away, it's a little bit of a wobbler. It's going to be short. Going to go out of bounds about the 39-yard line, so not the best punt from Surrett. It looks like he hit it off the side of his foot. Slippery Rock's going to start with premium field position coming up.
And we take a look, we talked about earlier about Twitter, and here's another way you can check out any of our broadcasts or check out any replays of anything you want to see that we have done, and that is on YouTube at CUTV Sports 1. I know my family likes to check out to see the different shoots that we've done in sports, news, anything like that. If you want to check out any of those things, go to that page right there, and you'll be able to find pretty much anything you're looking for.
So Newsock going to start in the shotgun, 12:57 to go. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. That's Teddy Blakeman. He's going to gain about 7 yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 3.
And after the stalled drive by the Vulcan offense, and it looks like not the best punt for for Surrett today, SRU getting back on the field with that quick strike offense. We'll see if they get a big play here and change the momentum back in their favor here in the second half.
Give me another handoff. That one going to get right at the marker. Actually going to mark him a yard short on the play. So going to be 3rd and a yard to go, but there is an injured player on the field, and California is calling out the trainers for both sides. So this seems to be a serious injury. It's going to be an injury timeout with 12:24 to go.
Yeah, we sure hope the player down on the field is all right, as it looks like it was a pretty big pile going in there at the end of that play as the Vulcans were trying to stop SRU from gaining that first down. As you can see right here, it goes up the middle, and there you can see right there the SRU lineman falling down. It looks like he got maybe his leg or something twisted up right there. And this might be a pretty serious injury, so we're going to keep an eye on that right now and make sure he's okay.
You could not tell the number on that lineman, but it looked like it came from the right side. So it's either going to be Joe Laciavo, the center, number 71. He had a bad snap earlier. The backup center is Dean Ketterer, a sophomore as well, number 77. So we'll see what's going to happen. Well, we're trying to figure out. We presumably thought it was 71. It's actually going to be 61. Kirk Nypaver, a redshirt senior. He is an elder statesman on this line. The backup for Slippery Rock on that position in right guard is a redshirt freshman. So that could be a big transition from a redshirt senior to a redshirt freshman. But they do have a redshirt junior, Nate Elrich, over on the other side at right guard. Maybe he can make that swing over there.
Yeah, possibly. And I'm sure for SRU too, they've done such a good job today keeping the Vulcans off of their quarterback. Newsock has barely been pressured all day, and even just having one lineman down that's been out there all day could be a hurt to SRU, as they've just done such a great job in that category. And the Vulcans now can see this as an opportunity in a way to get more pressure on the quarterback and hold this offense back a little bit that's been so quick going down the field on their drives.
And we're going to look at Dr. George Mahalik, the longtime coach for Slippery Rock. He's in his 27th year as the coach for the Rockies. 181, 106, and 4. That's overall as well. This is his first and only coaching job in football, and he's done a tremendous job with this Slippery Rock program, especially over the past couple of years. You had Nigel Barksdale last year. You got a really good team this year, although you're down a little bit into the third quarter. And then Mike Keller, former offensive coordinator for Cal U, come back and done a really tremendous job, but trying to reestablish the dominance that Cal had in the West, and getting back to the championship and the D2 playoffs.
That's right, and he's put a lot of focus and emphasis on those different areas, and he's done a good job so far, as the Vulcans have had great seasons in the past, and they're having a great one this year. As you can see, playing the top team in the conference right now and having a lead right now in the third quarter. So he has done a good job with his coaching philosophy and getting that to his players and making sure they execute it properly.
And in my opinion, this is the most talented team that Cal has had under Coach Keller. His first year, it was the last year of Peter Lawlick. We saw him get hurt, and Cody Schroeder came in a little bit early in the season, derailed from there. Last year, Cody Schroeder started out the year as the starter. James Harris came in. Things just didn't really get going. They were having a quarterback controversy, both of them sophomores. This year, Schroeder transfers to Urbana. Harris is established as the starter, and this team has been doing a lot of great things so far in this year. As we can see, the Slippery Rock bench has cleared onto the field, trying to get a sense of what's going up with their player. They have taken his helmet off, so he is sitting up. That is number 61, Kirk Nypaver. So he seems to be sitting up. He's talking right now. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like it might be a leg injury from the way he's sitting up. And they are going to have a cart to come get him. So it looks highly doubtful that we're going to see Nypaver the rest of the game.
Yeah, it does look that way. It's good to see that he is sitting up and that he is talking to the trainers and everybody else around him. It does seem like a leg injury, as they are going to cart him off the field here. Hopefully everything turns out okay for him, as the fans and everybody, and as well as the players on the sidelines, clapping for him as they get him onto the cart to get him off of the field.
So before we get back to action, we'll update you with a couple of the final scores that we had. Last check, this is not final, it's in the third quarter. Shippensburg beating Lock Haven 28-10. Another final, Bloomsburg going all over Millersville. I think that score ended up being 41-0. Mercyhurst, we already told you, beat Gannon 45-38. And another final. This game was close for quite a while, but then IUP able to escape at the last moment, scoring 24 in the fourth quarter. They end up winning 51-27 over upset-minded Seton Hill.
I was shocked to see that Seton Hill was looking to go on the upset trail with IUP in IUP during their homecoming nonetheless, and IUP was able to respond in the very last quarter and open it up and just give their fans something big to go home with and to celebrate on homecoming.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rock, 12:24, and now running to go. Newsock in the shotgun. Newsock throws it over. Looks like that one was almost tipped at the line. Good tackle there by Arnell Farmer against number 13 for the Rock, Julian Harrell.
Now that one, Julian Harrell going out to the outside, just like Slippery Rock has done to establish their drives almost every series so far in this game. And just great form tackling right there by the Vulcans defense. They wrapped him up, held on, and made sure he got him down at the initial spot.
It's going to be a fake handoff pass over to the receiver, Jamire Dutrell is incomplete, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 7 to go with 11:47 remaining.
Because of the good defense you had on that first play right there where they wrapped him up for only a 2-yard gain, now you get an incompletion on 2nd down, and this could turn out to be a good stall right here by the defense. We talked about how they've been bending, not really breaking today. This could be a chance where they stand tall and get the offense back on the field.
3rd and 7, Newsock getting a play call from the sideline. He has 4 receivers. Trips on the far side near the Slippery Rock bench. 1 receiver, Dutrell, on the near side. Newsock back to throw. Goes over the middle. That one's incomplete. There's going to be a penalty flag. That's going to be interference against Chaz Veal. He clearly grabbed the receiver on his way on the route. Looks like that one would have been incomplete anyways, so kind of a bad penalty call against California right now.
We talked about the penalties in this game, how there could be that one big penalty that could really cost one of these teams today. And right here, Chaz Veal might have had that one to give Slippery Rock another shot down the field.
And it's pass interference against Chaz Veal. Yardage gives them enough for a 1st down. It's going to make it 1st and 10 from about, let's see what they're going to spot the ball. They're still moving the ball right now. It's going to be at about the 34-yard line, so that's going to result in a gain of about 15 yards or more, or 15 yards on the penalty, so 1st and 10 coming up.
And you said it was a penalty. It seemed like an incomplete pass that was going to be right there, so a penalty that didn't need to be really taken, and that gives Slippery Rock another opportunity.
Newsock back to throw again, going downfield. Intercepted! Chaz Veal comes back and redeems himself in a big way.
Unbelievable stuff right there. Chaz Veal had the bad penalty the very play before that one, and right there that ball was overthrown past the receiver. He was the one right there standing there waiting for it, as you'll be able to see here soon on the replay. But just a great job on defense. This ball was thrown over the receiver, as it looked like Newsock was trying to lead him on his way, but Veal was standing right there as he was just ready for that ball, jumped up, made the interception. Another big turnover that Slippery Rock cannot afford right here, right now, and the Vulcans have another shot on offense on the field right now.
And I'm going to say something that before the game, Chaz Veal came up to us in the truck, and he was saying, you know, make sure you get that camera on number 17. Well, you did it yourself right there, young man. Bro hugs all around to Chaz Veal. 1st and 10 coming up. Harris trying to roll out. Throws it away on the sideline. Good dump right there. Makes it 2nd and 10.
And that one, he didn't really have any receivers open down the field, so he just had to go and throw that one off to the sideline. No big deal. It was 1st down. Now you still got a couple of plays left. As you can take a look at with 11:30 on the clock. So we'll see what the Vulcans are going to decide to do here.
2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. The interception didn't net really good field position, but California does control the ball. 11:30 to go. Harris back to throw. Throws it. Incomplete, almost intercepted, but there's going to be a flag. Looks like that's going to be interference coming up against Slippery Rock.
And that one was a tight pass to weave in there as James Harris tried to get it in into that area, and unfortunately it was tipped up, almost intercepted, but it looks like we're going to have a flag, and like you said, it could be interference on SRU right here.
Let's see what the penalty call is. Official about to give us. Interference against the defense. 24, Chris Williams. It's going to be at the spot of the foul, 1st down. So 1st and 10 coming up with 11:25.
And it did look like right there that the receiver was covered and had contact, as he looked like he was held back from being able to catch that ball. And in that case, that is definitely interference, and the penalty was called on SRU correctly.
So 1st and 10 to go on the 21-yard line. Harris under center, lone back in the backfield. Cannot tell who that is. Looks like it is a fake handoff, though. Harris going downfield. He has the receiver wide open. It's incomplete, but there is going to be a flag against interference again. That intended receiver is Gary Brown not able to come up with it, but that's going to be a flag.
And it looks like there is going to be possibly another interference call right here. Admir Carter was all over that coverage right there. And the referee's having a conference right now to decide, as Carter has been fired up all game, and he definitely was on that one.
So we're going to get the call in just a moment. And they're waving off the flag, so no interference on the play. Looked like he was clearly there, though. So Amir Carter jacked up on the field right now. Let's look at the replay and see what do you think happened here.
Well, this ball was thrown down the field, and it was a little underthrown once again on this play, and it looked like there was some contact there before the ball got there, so that could easily have been an interference penalty, but the refs deciding not to call it in this case, and so the Vulcans, after taking that deep shot down the field, are going to have to retreat all the way back and try again here on second down.
And in my opinion, that was clear interference. He had his arm up in the head area of the receiver. You can't do that. You don't have to turn around to the ball, but you have to make sure the receiver can see it. So I would have definitely called a pass interference on that one, but nonetheless, 11-17 remaining in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 10 coming up. And we're going to have a huddle from the officials right now. Looks like Coach Keller is out there talking to the officials at the moment. Don't really have an idea about what this is about, though.
Yeah, I'm sure Keller wants an explanation as to why he did not get that call, because as you saw in the replay and as you stated, Zach, it did look like a pure interference on that play, and the ref's not calling in this case, so Coach Keller wanting an explanation and then probably trying to line his troops up the way he wants them now after the missed call on that play.
2nd and 10 from the 21. Harris escapes the sack, throws it down the field. It's incomplete. He had a receiver wide open, just not able to get it to him. That's Nick Grissom, but nice moves there to escape the sack.
Amazing job by Harris to escape the initial pressure in the backfield. That pressure was coming very fast. He was able to spin out and then try to get that throw off, but he was throwing off of his back foot right there, so didn't get enough power on that throw as it fell incomplete. And now it's a 3rd and 10 for the Vulcans deep in their territory.
3rd and 10, like you said, 11-11 to go. Let's see if the Vulcans can make a wish here with 11-11 on the clock. 3rd and 10, 5 receivers, empty set. Back to throw. Incomplete over the head of Kawan Scott. Looks like he was trying to go over the middle at first. Pump faked and decided to change his mind.
And more pressure coming from SRU right there as they are surrounding the pocket and collapsing it on Harrison. In that case, it kind of hurried him up on that throw as he tried to make it a little too quickly. He overthrew his man, and now after the interception, Vulcan's not able to do anything with it, and they're going to give the ball right back to SRU. So a back and forth start to our second half so far.
11:07 to go in the third quarter. Threat gets a good snap. Punt is away. Soft line drive. Gonna keep taking a California bounce. Bad decision there to not go get it for Aikens. Gonna take it out of bounds at the 16-yard line. A very fortuitous punt there for California.
Very fortuitous bounce in that case too. That ball was a really low line drive punt, but the Vulcans able to take it and use it to their advantage. And we take a look at another way you can interact with us on social media. Our Facebook page, just search California University Television on Facebook. You can like our page and you can see all the different things. Interact with us, give us any messages you'd like, any feedback on our shows. We appreciate all the interaction on social media as always, and you can interact with us on any one of those sites.
New sock, back to throw. That pass is complete. It's a slant route. That's enough for a first down at the 30-yard line. Gain of 14 to Dutrell.
And Dutrell has not been he's not been a big factor in this game, but he has played a very, very solid factor in that slot position as they've had a lot of quick slant routes in this quick sped-up offense, getting first downs all day long.
Slipper Rock still down by 3 scores, 38-17 with 10:35 to go. It's a handoff. Slipper Rock has some running room. That's Shamar Green able to get to the first down marker. They're going to move the sticks again.
And Shamar Green with a big run right there. And it makes me a little bit nervous. Cal is up by a very big margin right now with this offense. With Shamar Green at running back, we talked about how he's gotten so many rushing yards already this season. Again, picking up 10 right there. This offense is very, very dangerous.
And a big stop right there by, could not tell the number on that one. That's number 53, Jawan Turner. He came up with the interception earlier. No gain on the play.
Jawan Turner has played a big impact on this defense today as, yes, he did get that interception at the tip ball at the line back in the first half, and right here, getting into the backfield, breaking up that run play, and stopping it for no gain.
Under 10 minutes now to go in the third quarter. Pass complete to the receiver. That's going to be enough for a first down past midfield. Number 3, Leroy McLean on the completion.
And these quick slant pass routes are the things that SRU has been using all day long just to cut up the field, up through the middle of the Vulcans defense all day long, 10-yard pops at a time, and it's just caused their offense to continue to roll without any problems.
Shamar Green able to get 1 on the handoff, so 2nd and 9 coming up. We have 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And as I was saying, it does worry me a little bit, the fact that the Vulcans didn't capitalize on that last turnover, because we know and we've seen how dangerous this offense has been. And right now they're moving up the field once again, and if they get a score, they're right back in this game.
Newsock back to throw, goes down the field. That one, they're going to say he was juggling it. It's incomplete, no catch. So 3rd and 9 coming up. Big break there for the Vulcans.
Very big break, as you saw on that play. The Vulcans were able to, they tried to undercut the route on that one, and thankfully it didn't turn out to be a completion, as the Slippery Rock receiver was bobbling out of bounds, didn't get it, as that could have been another first down as they were continued to just drive up the field.
3rd and 9 coming up right at midfield. Newsock, it's a draw, met right behind the line of scrimmage at midfield. That's going to be a 4-yard loss. 4th and 13 coming up, time for another punt.
Unbelievable stop right there by the Vulcans, as they've done a great job on defense stopping the run, as that was Damon Pierce on the stop right there, as the Vulcans on this drive, they gave up the pass plays, but they stopped the rush every single time, and that's good because now they have a 4th down and they're forcing SRU to punt the ball.
8:43 to go here in the third quarter and running. Huska back to punt it. High punt, going to be fair caught at the 15-yard line by Aaron Terry. So California's not had really good field position to start in the third quarter so far, but keeping Slippery Rock off the board so far.
And that's the key. They just got to keep them off the board and continue to burn time as we go along in this game further on. And we take a look at our upcoming broadcast right here. If you want to kind of talk about that a little bit here, Zach.
Well, on Tuesday night we have California versus Shepherd volleyball. Then next Friday, I make my miraculous return to Connellsville High School. For those of you that don't know, watching, I kind of maybe fainted there last year. Kiski at Connellsville in some whippy old football action. And then California versus IUP, the Coal Bowl, coming here next Saturday on CUTV. So 1st and 10 at the 15, 8:33 to go. Going to be a handoff. Going nowhere, no gain, 2nd and 10 coming up.
The Vulcans have been backed up deep in their own territory so far in every offensive drive they've had here in the first half. The key is they're not turning the ball over, though, and that's what they got to avoid the rest of the way through this game. You don't want to give SRU a big turnover and very good field position for a chance to take that strike. So as long as they continue to not do that, they will be okay.
2nd and 10, Harris in the shotgun. Sidecar to his right, 4 receivers. Fake handoff, screen pass. Keeps alive for maybe a second. It's a 1-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 9 coming up. Gary Brown, he is hurt. Injury timeout coming for the Vulcans.
And we sure hope that's nothing serious. Gary Brown has had a monster impact on this game, as he's been the go-to receiver so far today for James Harris, especially in the back of the end zone. And here's that replay right here, as it looks like the screenplay out to the side, and he was tripped up by the defender. And it looks like when he got tackled, it looks like they caught onto his foot and possibly twisted his ankle or something right there, as they are working on that right ankle of Gary Brown.
Looks like it could be a cramp as well, maybe in the upper thigh area, depending on the twinge that Brown took from that tackle. There's 7:50 to go here in the third quarter. No scoring so far yet in this second half, Demon. The defense for Slippery Rock has definitely improved over the first half performance. The offense is still moving, but California's getting back to stopping them when it matters most.
That defense of the Vulcans is definitely stopping SRU when it matters the most, and they've stayed stout in that area pretty much the entire game. And what's different is the fact that SRU on defense is a lot different than we've seen from the first half team. And we took a look there. Gary Brown jogging off the field, so it looks like he's okay. Might take a few plays off, though.
I would not expect to see him for a couple plays if this drive keeps going. 3rd and 9 at the 16-yard line. Need to get to the 25 to keep the drive going. Harris has a sidecar to his right, 4 receivers. Corner blitz looks like it's coming, and it's not. Harris going to throw it over the middle. Fiore, the intended receiver, it's incomplete, so Slippery Rock forces yet another 3 and out. Harris was under heavy pressure on that one.
Unbelievable the difference we've seen for SRU on defense from the first half to the second half. On the first half, they looked just bewildered. They didn't know what was going on and couldn't get on the quarterback or take away the passing routes to the receivers. But this time, great pressure on James Harris as he's had to throw that ball quickly. Once again, the pressure coming up into the pocket, and it's another 3 and out for the Vulcans.
And we're going to have Drew Scales to return the punt instead of Brandon Akins this time. Akins mistakenly let the ball go, and Scales is going to have a chance to return it. He's trying to break out to the outside. He's going back to the middle. He's going to be stopped at the 45 in Cal territory, so a decent return there, but a pretty good punt. It's a 29-yard punt overall, but Slippery Rock has good field position coming up.
For how far back in their own zone the Vulcans were in that case, that was a good punt. And a decent job by the special teams making sure they didn't get too far into their territory.
So Slippery Rock coming up on offense. Still no points here in the third quarter. As you see our live web stream website, cutv.calu.edu/live. That's where you can watch all our programming as it happens live. Great way to see the football games if you're not able to be here or catch them on America One. There's going to be a pass to Drew Scales. He's going to gain about 5 yards on the play. Going to bring up second. Actually, they're going to call it 2nd and 4 coming up.
Once again, that quick out route towards the sideline just to get the drive moving. This one to Scales on the outside. The Vulcans have done a good job at defending it and holding them to only 1 or 2 yards after the catch. But it's a good setup for SRU today as they've gained 5 or 6 yards each time and started their drives.
Now it's going to be a handoff. Maybe a couple yards short of the first down. Going to bring up 3rd and 2. And Damon, I know this is still a ways away from being the end of the game, but do you think this is 4 down territory for Slippery Rock the way their offense is working?
I think in this case it is, because you are in deep in Cal territory. You've had good field position all day, and they haven't been able to capitalize yet, and I think you got to take that next shot and try to get that touchdown as the clock continues to wind down.
Shamar Green escapes the huddle of tacklers, able to get inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. First down coming.
In this case, I guess they didn't need to worry about 4 down territory. Shamar Green was able to take the delayed handoff out of the shotgun, roll off of his blockers right there to the outside, and is able to pick up the first down and more as SRU continues to drive.
29-yard line, the first down marker. That's going to be no gain on the play, maybe a loss of 1 that time. Jawan Turner again getting in the backfield with Arnell Farmer.
Still, it's amazing to me the Vulcan defense today against one of the best rushers in D2, Shamar Green, as they have stopped him right there. 3 defenders swarming him, get him for a loss of about 1, and now it's 2nd down for SRU.
2nd and 11. Newsock going down the middle of the field, has a receiver. It's complete. Julian Harrell has the first down at the 14-yard line.
And able to make that completion across the middle. SRU has done that all day, but this time it looked like Harrell took a big hit after making that catch. So the Vulcans defense kind of trying to put the physical aspect into it, and it looks like he's a little bit shaken up as he will go off to the sideline, and SRU has a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 14. Handoff to Teddy Blakeman. He's getting to the outside, stopped at about the 9-yard line. So gain of 5 on the play, going to bring up 2nd and 5 to go with 5:41 remaining in the third quarter.
And switching it up this time, putting Blakeman in the backfield as he cut out to the far side of the field and is able to escape a few tacklers and get the 5-yard gain. So it looks like one of the Vulcans defenders is a little bit shaken up on the play.
And looks like that might be Damon Pierce. Maybe Kenny Wilkins, hard to tell who the player is. That is a little dinged up. We'll get back to play in a moment with 5:28 to go in the third quarter, and that is Kenny Wilkins, the transfer from Michigan. He's actually kind of gotten dinged up in every game this year, had to come out for a short amount of time, but he's always been able to come back in. We'll see if he will later. But right now, Damon, 2nd and 5 at the 9-yard line. You figure maybe 1 or 2 more plays if Slippery Rock's going to get into the end zone on this one. But California's defense has come up big when within the 10-yard line. But it's also late in the third quarter. With California's offense the way it is, do you think the defense for California needs to come up with some stops remaining, or can the offense get the job done?
I feel like the defense is going to have to come up with some stops, not necessarily on this play, but they're going to have to do it later on in the game as the offense may be able to get some scores, but they need the stops here.
It's incomplete. Looked like he did not get his feet in. They're going to say he was out of bounds. I for sure thought that was a touchdown, Damon. Let's look at the replay, see if he got it in.
And we do take a look. This is another one of those routes out to the far side of the field as he takes a throw. And as we slow it down, there's the catch. And he did. It looked like he did look like one of his foot was out of bounds, just barely on that white line. The referee was right there, so they're going to say that was incomplete, and it looks like the right call, as it was very, very close. And now it's a big third down right here for the Vulcans defense.
3rd and 5, and that was the right call for the referee right there. Newsock handing it off. Or actually, no, he's going to keep it himself. He lost the ball. Let's see who comes up with it. Let's see who has possession of this football. Waiting for the huddle. It's California football coming up again within the 10s. Wow, Damon.
That is the second turnover by Slippery Rock in their red zone, and probably their 3rd or 4th today, as they have had some costly turnovers. We thought penalties were going to be the big difference in this game as far as who was going to win this game, but right here, another turnover, as you saw in that replay. Zach Newsock just completely got it knocked out of his hand, and he just lost that ball, and the Vulcans recovered. Another big turnover. We'll see if they can capitalize on this opportunity.
And you have to wonder what Slippery Rock would have done, because that really did not gain any yards on that play. Do you think they would have gone for it on 4th down? But that's wiped away right now, because with 5:11 remaining in the 3rd quarter, California has the ball at their own 8-yard line. Harris back to throw. He's going down the field. He has a receiver there. It's incomplete. Throws it short. Kawan Scott trying to come back for it. But there is a flag. Let's see what the call's going to be. It's deep into the offensive backfield. And that's holding in the end zone. It's a safety. Oh my goodness, Damon, what a blow. Slippery Rock is quickly back in this one. 38-19 the score now with 5:04 to go.
This game has taken so many different momentum shifts. It's unbelievable to keep track of in these last probably about 5 or 6 plays. We went from Slippery Rock driving down the field to now the Vulcans getting a turnover, having a chance, and then there was holding in the end zone, resulting in the safety, and now Slippery Rock gets the ball right back as the holding was on tight end Desmian Green as he held him in the end zone, and now Slippery Rock now has 19 with those 2, and they get the ball right back after this.
So capitalizing on turnovers has not been California's forte in this half. They've gotten a couple big ones, just not being able to move the ball at all. And they've been pinned back within their own 15, 20-yard line every single time they've gotten the ball in this half. And it's really got to be struggling and frustrating for Coach Mike Keller, the offensive coordinator, as well. We're going to see Andrew Surratt come out for a free kick. Now, don't be discouraged, Cal fans, because Andrew Surratt booted a free kick 70 yards against Edinburgh, so he clearly has the leg to be able to do this one. Slippery Rock has to be aware that he could definitely kick it over their heads.
And you do have to feel confident if Surratt can pin them back into their territory. Our defense has done a great job. They've allowed the yardage for Slippery Rock, but they have always come up with the big turnover when it's counted. And so far, we've burned off we're down to 5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. So the defense has seen the Slippery Rock offense a lot this half, but they've done a good job at stopping them when it's needed to be, they've needed to.
Surratt's kick, little wobbly and short this time, fielded about the 27-yard line. Scales going to be taken down at the 44, so a 17-yard return. Slippery Rock going to have pretty decent field position coming up with 4:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. And just like that, Slippery Rock back on offense, back with an opportunity to draw this game closer. If you get a touchdown, then it's a 12-point game.
And now you have to wonder, too, the Vulcans defense has been out on the field a lot this half, and you can only let your defense out there so much. The offense has got to get something going when they get the ball back, because you can't rely on your defense. I know it's a big lead right now, but with how quick this Slippery Rock offense is and how effectively they've moved up the field with chunks of yardage, you can't allow your defense to be sitting out there and take all the beatings from the Slippery Rock offense. You've got to give them a break sometime.
So 38-19 the score after the safety, 4:59 to go. 1st and 10 at the 44. Newsock going to throw a screen. That's Leroy McClain. He's going to gain about 5 yards on the play, so 2nd and 5 coming up at midfield.
Great response by the Cal defensive backs right there as he was cutting towards the middle of the field on that one. He was trying to pick up the extra yardage after the catch, but they snuffed it out as quick as they possibly could as McClain, there he is, cutting up towards the middle and then trying to cut back to the outside for an open lane, but great job stopping him right there.
Newsock, a slant route. It's dropped by Jamier Dutrell. That would have been a 1st down if he's able to get it, but he drops the ball. What a big snafu there for Dutrell.
And Dutrell has been so effective in that slot today for Slippery Rock, and on that play, he just wasn't able to see it into his hands, and he dropped that one. And another 3rd down opportunity here for the Vulcans defense to stop SRU.
3rd and 5. That's going to be a false start against Slippery Rock. That's going to back him up 5 yards. That's going to make it 3rd and 10 coming up. That's going to go against number 76 for the offense. That's Bill Whitaker, a senior left guard. So a freshman mistake made by a senior lineman.
Instead of having 3rd and manageable, now you're back to 3rd and 10 down to the line of scrimmage. And in this case, the Vulcans have to still be wary, though. This passing game for SRU has been very effective against them so far, and you got to wonder if they're going to be able to defend SRU in this situation to stop them here.
3rd and 10 coming up. 4 receivers, sidecar to the left. It's a bad snap. Newsock is going to be tackled down. Big stop needed. Big stop received. Jawan Turner coming up big again.
And this defense for the Vulcans has been unbelievable today, holding back this SRU offense. And this time, a little bit of miscommunication, a bad snap. They were all over it, backing Slippery Rock up decently down into their own territory. And now the Vulcans could have very good field position after this punt right here.
Terry going to set up about his own 30-yard line. That's farther than California's gotten all second half on offense. 3:59 to go. Punt almost blocked. Terry going to fair catch it at the 32-yard line. So California going to have a lot better starting field position coming up on this drive with 3:50 to go. Up by 19 points. That's still 3 scores, but you would definitely love to add some more on. He's not scored a single point in this half.
Coming in late into the 3rd quarter here now. Yes, if the Falcons offense is able to give their defense a break, roll down the field, possibly getting some running, because their running has been very effective today against SRU. If they can start to grind it out, burn some clock, move up the field, and get a score, that would be huge going in to the end of the 3rd quarter, start of the 4th quarter, up by more than 3 scores here.
1st and 10, 32-yard line for the Vulcans. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Roberson gains 3 yards on the play to the 35-yard line. 2nd and 7 coming up.
And Cal just did have that thought. They gave it to the big man Roberson, just going up the middle as he gains just a few yards on the play. But if you can just continue to chip away and convert and get these good runs, you're able to burn clock, gain yardage, and get up the field.
Between that play and this play, you've already burned off 25 seconds. That's the way to beat Slippery Rock. Don't let them get the ball. 2nd and 7 coming out. In shotgun is Harris. He's going to throw. Over the middle. It's complete. That's enough for a 1st down. Kawan Scott gets the necessary yardage. Move the sticks.
And Slippery Rock bringing the pressure again, once again there on Harris. As you can see right here, they collapse the pocket, but Harris stays poised, looks to the middle of the field, finds his receiver, Kawan Scott, makes the catch, enough for a 1st down, and they'll move the chains.
So about the 44-yard line is where they place the ball. 3 minutes to go. Harris in the shotgun again. 3 receivers. Gonna hand it off to Grissom. Grissom going to the outside. Grissom getting the outside. At midfield. Oh, there's gonna be a penalty flag though. So this one is gonna be coming back probably. Let's see what it's gonna result in.
And we'll see what the penalty is gonna be. And it did look like holding, and it might be on Desmian Green again. Number 7 having a tough time with those holds in the backfield.
Number 7.
And it is on Desmian Green once again. Another holding penalty that's gonna back the Vulcans up.
So we're going to see where they place the ball on this one. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 20 coming up for the Vulcans now. So we'll look right here. Grissom had a nice run right there, but try to find Des Green right there. Oh, he's definitely holding. He dragged him. He tackled him to the ground. That's an automatic hold.
Green.
We have 2:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter now. They're going to spot the ball at the 34. So 1st and 20 coming up.
Green was all over him on that play, as that was a good run, though, by Grissom. And I guess since Green was able to hold that guy down and he got the holding call on, and that's how Grissom got to the outside. Now you're backed up, got to find a way to get back up the field.
Clock is running now, 2:40 to go. 1st and 20. Harris in a shotgun. Gonna do another handoff to Nick Grissom. He's getting back out to the outside. He's gonna gain 5 yards on the play. So, actually gonna call it 6 yards. So, well, no, 5 yards instead actually. So, 2nd and 15 coming up.
And a decent gain right there, going to the other side of the field this time. And when you're in a 1st and long like that, you're just trying to get manageable yardage, get yourself back into a decent attempt, if not on 2nd down, on 3rd down. So right here, they have still a 2nd and long. See if they can get some more of those yards back.
Harris in the shotgun. He's going to throw. Throws it. That's complete. Gary Brown. He shakes some defenders. Oh, they're going to say he was down, though, about a yard past the original line of scrimmage. A lot of the fans aren't agreeing with that one. I don't know if I agree with it either. Let's look at the replay.
Let me take a look. He was trying on this play after he caught the ball to juke past his defender, and he had to really get low to get his momentum to shift. And I don't think his left leg was down on the ground, so the refs, it seemed like, got this wrong again in this case. But still a very good gain, and they're still back to the line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, a minute 35 to go. That one's complete. Mark Thomas able to shake a defender. He has enough for a first down. He's running along the sideline. Taken down at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal coming for California. Mark Thomas, first catch of the day, turns it into a big burner.
First catch of the day for Mark Thomas, and what a big one it was right there, as he got the ball out on the sideline from Harris, and he had to shake a defender as well, spin out towards the sideline, peeled off that tackle, and just continued down the sideline. He wasn't fast enough to get to the end zone in that case, but that was actually Amir Carter that he shed off of the tackle right there, as he's been talking it up all day on defense, been very fired up, and in that case, wasn't able to do it, and the Vulcans down at the 10-yard line.
1st and goal, a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter now. Harris under center. Looks like Roberson in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Roberson. He's going to gain his way to about the 7-yard line, it looks like, so a gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and goal coming up.
And a solid gain down there when you're inside 10 yards, as Roberson's been the guy that the Vulcans have handed it off to. We talked about how many touchdowns he's had in his last how many games this season, and there he is right there trying to go up the gut once again down inside the red zone. Was stopped there by SRU, but look for the Vulcans to possibly go to him again in the red zone.
And there is a man in the backfield. It is Roberson again. Brown lined up in the slot. Kawan Scott near side as well. Harris under center. 20 seconds remaining in this quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Roberson. Roberson getting to about the 6-yard line, a gain of 1 yard on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal, but that will be the end of the 3rd quarter as we have about 5 seconds left. So California's going to walk it off the field, come back for the 4th quarter. Roberson a little shaken up. We'll hopefully see him coming back. But the score, 38-19. Only 2 points scored in that 3rd quarter by Slippery Rock on safety. California looking like they're going to try and add some more, though, when we come back. 15 minutes remaining. California up 38-19 on the nationally ranked Rock on CUTV.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
And we're back here on CUTV, 38-19 your score over the nationally ranked Slippery Rock. California has the lead. 2 points scored in the 3rd quarter on a safety by Slippery Rock. And Damon, we were talking about it at the break. You think Slippery Rock really has this run peeled down to a key. What do you do here if you're Coach Mike Keller? What play do you go with?
I feel like you go with that play action rollout that's been so effective all day. They've gone to Paul Butler for the most part, but you could go to any one of your receivers in this case, and it looks like they're going to go and pass here.
Harris throwing it. It's incomplete. Receiver just moved a little bit too much, and they're going to bring out the field goal unit. Cody Nuzzo coming on. It's going to be a 23-yard attempt.
And in that case, they didn't even try for any play action right there. And actually, that ball was tipped at the line by one of the front defensemen for the Slippery Rock, as that was blocked down. And that's what caused the incompletion, as it looks like the Vulcans possibly could have had that one right there and gotten the touchdown.
Looks like that was Nick Dahlstrom, number 66, on the deflection. So, 23-yard kick coming from Cody Nuzzo with 14:57 to go in the 4th. Kick is up. Kick is good. So California added 3 more points to the board. 41-19 now the score. 7 seconds ticked away from the beginning of the 4th quarter. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the action on CUTV.
Don't miss a second of the exciting 2014 California University Vulcans football season. Whether home or away, CUTV is your home for Vulcans football. Watch every step of the way as Coach Keller and the Vulcans strive for a PSAC title and NCAA playoff berth. Your home for Vulcan football, CUTV.
We're back on CUTV. The lights are on. The sun's starting to go down. Currently, time is 6:08. Time left in the game, 14:53. California up 22. 3 scores. Nuzzo's kick is away. It's a long one into the end zone. Scales just going to take a knee, bring it out to the 25-yard line on the touchback.
And we were talking about it during the break, Zach. We were talking about how Slippery Rock, it's now got into the fourth quarter. They're down by 3 scores and 41-19 score right here. And even if they have one of those patented drives that they've had all day where they go down the field and then they either get stopped or they get rid of the ball on a turnover, even if they do that, if they're not able to score on this drive, it's starting to feel like this game is slipping away slowly but surely from Slippery Rock.
And we just got a stat update here. Slippery Rock, they ended the second half with 46 rushing yards. They ended the fourth quarter with 64. So even though it seems like they've been running the ball all day, they've not really had a lot of success. As that one is complete to the Slippery Rock receiver. That's Ashawn Tucker. That's enough for a first down, moving the sticks. Our Slippery Rock.
And Ashawn Tucker, one of the trio of receivers that Slippery Rock has gone to, especially on first down. They seem to love to throw the ball on first down, pick up that initial moving of the chains, and then go back at it.
New sock on the screen, Shamar Green. He's able to escape some tacklers. He's getting to the outside. Past midfield, taken down at the 46 in Cal territory. And there's an injured Vulcan on the play in the offensive backfield. Looks like that's not Kenny Wilkins. Cannot tell who that is at the moment.
Yeah, and that was a big gain, though, by Slippery Rock right here. Just a little screen pass, and they were able to find the space to get out across the field. And there's the injured Vulcan, as we can see there. And I may be mistaken, but that might have been Chaz Veal back there. I'm not quite sure, but we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to see in just a second. Cannot see a number right now. Chaz Veal, though, if it is him, he has made the big necessary plays when he's needed to. If you remember back into, I think, the third quarter, about midway, beginning of the third quarter, he had a pass interference called. It was a blatant pass interference. He knew he probably shouldn't have done it because the receiver probably would not have caught the ball. Next play. Makes the interception, and I think we are getting confirmation that it is Chaz Veal down on the field right now. He is sitting up now, and it is Chaz Veal, number 17, the junior from Cleveland, Ohio. He's been very phenomenal so far in this game. He is walking off under his own power. We're going to look at the replay in just a moment of how he ended up on the ground.
Take a look right there. Yeah, we see on the screen pass. He's going to come in and try to make this tackle, and he gets blocked, and it looks like he just got hit up near the head area. So it looks like he probably got shaken up a little bit because he got hit on his helmet right there. So he's going to get taken off the field, probably get evaluated, make sure he's okay before they even think about sending him back out.
14:20 to go. That pass is complete. Leroy McLean breaks the tackle, able to get to the 28-yard line, a gain of 18 on the play. 1st and 10 coming up. Slippery Rock moving very quickly on this drive.
On that play, it looks like Rodney Gillen was the man in coverage right there for Cal, and in that case, he tried to recover that route where the receiver came right back towards the formation, and he wasn't able to do so, and it resulted in a first down.
Newsock going down the field. It's going to be incomplete. Defender slipped, but luckily the receiver not able to catch up with it. McLean, look like that was Gillen who fell down in coverage.
And once again, yeah, Gillen seems to be having a little bit of trouble getting his footing. As on the last play and that one right there, he did fall down. This pass play, he was saying to the refs that he thought he got pushed, but he did fall down. Luckily enough for Cal, though, the pass fell incomplete.
2nd and 10, 14 minutes to go. Right over the middle, it's complete. But good tackle right there. Looks like that's Arnell Farmer on the stop against number 86 for the Rock, Cornelius Ray.
Very good tackle right there. Slippery Rock's done a great job today in getting yards after the catch as they've been able to juke out, use their agility, and just avoid defenders. He tried to do that on this play, but great job. Wrapped him up and stopped him. Big third down right here.
That's a slant route. Drew Scales, he's going to be taken down at the 9-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal coming up for the Rock. 13:32 to go. And they're going to go ahead and start the clock.
It is 1st and goal right here for Slippery Rock, but we've noted down in the red zone today, they've had 2 big turnovers, so the Vulcans defense stood up to them. We'll see what happens here.
That one's complete into the end zone. Ashawn Tucker, first touchdown of the second half for any team, makes it 41-25 now. Let's see. It looks like they're going for the extra point. In your mind, though, Damon, if you get the 2, it makes it a 2-score even game. with 13:19 left.
That's right, and I mean, at this point, Slippery Rock, if you're Slippery Rock, you got nothing to lose, but here they are. They're playing it conservative. They're just trying to get points up on the board. I guess they have confidence in their defense. They haven't allowed the Vulcans to score a touchdown in this half. They look different from the first half, so they're going to get the extra point. They're going to get their defense back out on the field and try to stop the Vulcans again.
Extra point is up and good. It's now 41-26. Still a 2-score game with 13:19 remaining. California coming back on offense when we come back on CUTV.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
CUTV. California University Television.
We're back on CUTV. Matusak's kick is a very short one against the wind. Muffed at about the 12-yard line. Return man breaking some tackles, gets to about the 24-yard line though, so a 12-yard return. So California going to set up there, trying to make another drive out of this one. Slippery Rock is keeping themselves in there with only a 2-score game with 13-14 left.
That touchdown that Slippery Rock did get in that last drive was a big one, though. We talked about how they needed to score right there to keep themselves in this game, and they did so. They did just that. Now it's up to the Vulcans offense. If they can get out here, eat up some clock, and even get down there and get even a field goal, just put a few points up on the board, you're able to make that, you're able to keep them at a distance, and you're able to get a clock as well.
Under center, 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Gonna be a handoff. He has some running room. Roberson gonna get to the 32-yard line, a gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 coming up.
And that's the kind of run play you are looking for if you're the Vulcans. Roberson, your big back, he just goes right up the middle, finds those holes, and just goes and takes all the yardage that he can get. That's going to eat time off the clock, and a big gain right there, and very close to moving the chains, as it's going to be about 2nd down and 1 in this case.
And they're calling it 2nd and 2, actually, so just a little bit behind the spot. They're calling it 12:40 to go. Under center is Harris. 2 receivers stacked up on the near side. Gonna be a handoff. Going to the outside is Grissom. Grissom getting to the outside, dragged out of bounds at around the 40-yard line, but that's enough for a new set of downs.
Grissom has been so effective today in getting to the outside of all the blocking and everything going on in the middle of the field. He's able to get to the outside, use his speed, and get to the sideline, able to pick up enough there for the 1st down. And sometimes he even gets more than that, but in this case, he only needed the 4 or 5 to get that 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 42, 12:20 and running remaining in the 4th quarter. And the game. We have 12:10 now remaining. Harris under center. Gonna be a handoff. Going up the middle again. A nice healthy gain on that play of about 5 yards. Gonna bring up 2nd and 5.
And this time they sent Grissom up the middle as he just followed his blocks, put his head down, and was trying to go up the gut right there. And a decent gain right there, just getting about 5 yards and making it manageable 2nd down territory here as the Vulcans are continuing to run the ball and eat time off the clock.
And Grissom has gone over 100 yards rushing in this one now. So Nick Grissom, his 2nd 100-yard game of the year if it stays that way. 11:32 and running remaining in the 4th quarter. California just trying to eat some clock. Brown in motion. Harris under center. We're going to get a timeout called by California. That's going to be their first timeout of the 2nd half with 11:21 to go. Very close to a delay of game on that one, Damon.
I'm pretty sure that's why the Vulcans bench did call delay of game, or did call a timeout on that one to avoid the delay of game penalty. So good job right there. They've been moving forward this whole drive so far, and you don't want to change your momentum in this and back up because of a delay of game penalty. So smart call right there. They're going to regroup, try to get a good play call going, and try to continue to move the chains down the field.
And we're going to look at Cal's schedule. Right now, they're holding on to a lead, 41-26, with 11:21 remaining. Next week, you get the Coal Bowl at your own home, at Clarion, which is a very tough environment. Clarion held a couple of their opponents very close early in the year. Then Gannon at home against Liam Nodler, Brock Jones, and their high-powered offense as well.
After the intensity of this game, if you're the Vulcans, after you get through this one, you don't want to let your guard down against Indiana. Big game next week that they got to focus on.
11:21 to go, 2nd and 6. They're calling it. Gonna be a fake handoff. Paul Butler touch pass. Now for a big block right there. Des Green with the big smash against the defender, and he is definitely hurt on that one. Could not tell you who that defender was, but what a block by Des Green. He's probably angry from all the holding calls he got. Wow, what a block.
What a block, and another rollout play to Butler right there, and he needed a block to get him up the field, and here it goes right there, the beautiful fake. It even faked our camera out, but there's the catch by Butler, and what a block by Des Green. You're right, probably taking a little bit of that frustration out as he had a couple holding penalties against him, and unbelievable block as he hit Isaiah Coleman, number 5 right there for Slippery Rock, and he is down on the field.
So from the 46-yard line to, it looks like they're saying the 28, so that's a 26-yard play to Paul Butler. What a play right there. The touch pass has been working all day.
Try a little bit there.
But we definitely feel for Isaiah Coleman, the defender for Slippery Rock. I mean, you'll never see a better block than you did right there. A blindside block. It's a perfectly legal block. There's nothing you can do about that. But at the same time, you have to wonder eventually maybe those will get outlawed, because clearly Isaiah Coleman is a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, and that was a blindside block. In that case, Isaiah Coleman was just looking to wrap up Paul Butler because they knew, I'm sure SRU was expecting something of that nature, of that kind of pass, because it's been so effective today. And this time they had Coleman out to the outside, but Des coming out of the side, number 7 there for the Vulcans, and he came off the side and laid that block down, and he just went right through Isaiah Coleman. And as you can see right now, he is down on the field, and they hasn't gotten him up yet. They're still checking him out right here.
And we have 11 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Ball is going to be at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Coming up for the Vulcans, they are leading 41-26 over the 19th ranked Rock of Slippery Rock. They're also ranked 14th in the D2Football.com poll. And we look at timeouts left, California with 2, Slippery Rock with 3. But even if California scores on this drive and they get a touchdown, Slippery Rock, their offense is so high-powered, it's not a sure thing.
Yeah, Slippery Rock's offense is so fast-paced. It reminds me of some of the offenses you see in the NFL and college football and the other teams in college football nowadays, where it's just so fast and so up-tempo that it doesn't even give the defense a chance to relax or get their bearings back with them and set up their plays the way they want to, and that's what makes them so effective. So you're right. Even if the Falcons do score here, it's still going to be an interesting game, and you really have to worry about it until near the end of the game if you're up by so many that the Falcons can steal this win.
And you see the Slippery Rock fans there. A lot of them made the trip from Slippery Rock, maybe about 2.5 hours or so away, down here to California. It's good to see some of the visiting fans come. A very big crowd as well for California. Some of them have dissipated as the game has gone on after homecoming festivities were over during halftime, where Sarah Barger and Jaquan Cornish were named King and Queen. Looks like Coleman is up. He's walking off on his own power. Very good to see, as we'll give him a little bit of an applause as he goes off. And we're going to go ahead and look at some of the highlights from the second half now, Damon.
Yeah, we are going to take a look at some of these plays. It's been a pretty back and forth second half, as we haven't had really that many points on the board. Here's the interception earlier on by the Vulcans, and that was number 17, Chaz Veal, making the interception, and then another turnover deep in the red zone for the SRU, as it's a fumble right there. So the Vulcans defense coming up with some big turnovers so far. But later on in here in the fourth quarter, SRU finally able to get on the scoreboard with the first touchdown of the half, and that is where we stand right now at 41-26 in favor of the Vulcans.
11-11, and now they start the clock. Harris under center, 1st and 10 at the 28. Wind is blowing behind the backs of California. Going to be a handoff. Trying to go to the outside is Grissom. He's going to be stopped in the backfield. A loss of about 6 yards on that play. Or actually, it's 5 yards, excuse me.
And to talk about that, actually, you are right. It seems like the clouds have picked up, and it has gotten a little bit windier out here. And we said how the weather wasn't really going to be an effect in this game, and it was going to be an even playing field. But that wind is playing a little bit of a factor now. And on that play, the Vulcans decided not to pass it and ran it, and it turned out to be a pretty big loss. So now they're going to have second down and long.
2nd and 15, 10.5 minutes to go. Harris, he's going under center. Man in motion was Des Green. Paul Butler's out there as well, so watch the touch pass on the outside on the bootleg. Harris is going to throw. Harris throws it over the middle. It's caught. What are they going to mark? Touchdown, Caliu. Kawan Scott plunges into the end zone, makes it 47-26. Caliu, 3-score game again. Cody Nuzzo coming on for the extra point. That was a 33-yard touchdown strike.
Quick strike by James Harris. That is one of the hardest balls I've seen him throw all day as he whipped this thing across the middle of the field into Kawan Scott's hands, a name we haven't really called all day today because Gary Brown's been the main guy, but Kawan Scott making the reception for the touchdown, and that is what you need if you're the Vulcans. You needed to answer for that Slippery Rock touchdown. They did that with 10 minutes left in the game. That is very, very reassuring for the Vulcans to have that.
Now, bad snap, get the kick up. It's still good. What an extra point right there, but when we come back, 48-26 with 10-11 left, Slippery Rock, their offense can keep them alive, but California starting to put Slippery Rock away on CUTV.
Don't miss a second of the exciting 2014 California University Vulcans football season. Whether home or away, CUTV is your home for Vulcans football. Watch every step of the way as Coach Keller and the Vulcans strive for a PSAC title and NCAA playoff berth. Your home for Vulcan football, CUTV.
Welcome back to CUTV's coverage of California versus Slippery Rock, the homecoming football game for Cal U of PA. Cody Nuzzo kicking it away after a touchdown strike to Kawan Scott. Kick goes into the end zone. He's going to take a knee, does the returner. And Damon, talk about that last score. What a throw. That might be the best throw we've ever seen James Harris make in his short career.
In football terms, that was a fastball right down the middle, as that one was just thrown straight down the middle of the field and a strike to Kawan Scott. It does help that James Harris did play baseball back in college a few years ago before he came to Cal, so he was able to strike that down. And he was actually drafted by the Twins in the MLB draft, so he does have a baseball background, and that sure helps when you have to throw a ball that quickly.
And we're going to get a stoppage here on the play. I'm going to see. It's a timeout called by California. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like they only had 10 people on the field possibly, so timeout call for that reason. That only leaves them with one timeout left though. 10-11 still remaining in the fourth quarter.
And with only one timeout, I mean, you're still up by a large margin. So, I mean, you like to have those timeouts as a security blanket as you go later on in the game if you need them. But in this case, the Vulcans don't have to worry too much. They are up by a large margin. It's Slippery Rock that if they want to get back into this game, they're going to have to use their timeouts, especially later on if they make this game close. So, Vulcans just trying to get their defense reestablished because they are going to have to, once again, battle off against this SRU offense that has been so effective working in the quick play calling and getting the ball down the field.
So 10 minutes and 11 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Rock. And now California gonna burn their last time out. They can't get enough people on the field. This is something I've never seen before. Back-to-back timeouts by the same team. They have no timeouts left. Heaven forbid Slippery Rock comes back in this one because they can't stop the clock anymore on their own.
That's right, they can't now. I actually, you are right. I have never seen that ever before. It's the same team calling 2 timeouts in a row. It just seems like they can't get their personnel straight on defense right now. I don't understand why, but it's really affecting them as, yeah, they burned their last 2 timeouts without even getting 1 play off. So really confusing stuff, and let's hope they're able to get it straight now here as they try to start this drive.
So, 10 minutes and 11 seconds left. 1st and 10. We're going to try it again for the 3rd time at the 25-yard line. Newsock back to throw. Under a little bit of pressure. Throws it over the middle. It's complete to Jamier Dutrell. He's still going. Finally grabbed from behind. Taken out of bounds at the 31. 11-yard gain. Good for a 1st down.
And Dutrell once again being effective out of that slot. He's making great, just the easy catches on those little short slant route passes that they're trying to incorporate. Newsock putting it right there. He bombs it a little bit, but he gains the 1st down.
Newsock throws it again. That's that's Nick Davis with the completion out of bounds. Actually, no, they're going to say he was inbound, so the clock keeps running, but it's another new set of downs. 9:49 on the clock.
That's one thing if you're the Vulcans defense. Keep these guys in bounds. Let them burn the clock away. That's what you want to keep trying to get them to do, so right here.
Newsock throws it. It's intercepted! Jordan Bowman comes up with it. He's running midfield. Looks like he bobbled it a little bit. Still has it at the 44 in Slippery Rock territory. When Slippery Rock needs a score, they can't get it, and California's defense comes up with a big stop. And right next to us, the safeties coach, I forget his name right now, but he has to be ecstatic because he's had 2 interceptions today from his safeties, Chesfield and right now Jordan Bowman.
Can you believe this Vulcans defense today? They have had so many turnovers, forcing the issue with Slippery Rock. That is, I think, the 5th turnover for Slippery Rock today. Another interception thrown by Zach Newsock as, yeah, Bowman just undercut that route. He read it perfectly, and the Vulcans get the ball right back. And yes, Zach, how about this? Bro hugs for everybody. Just that whole entire defense. I'll even give you a bro hug right now, buddy. That's what we want right there. Vulcans playing great defense.
So 1st and 10 at the 44, 9:33 to go here in the 4th quarter. If California gets a score on this drive, it's all but over most likely. It's going to be a handoff to Nick Grissom. He's going to the outside. He's got a big run, but there's going to be a flag. So it looks like this is going to be holding against California to bring it back.
And that's unfortunate. That was another great run to the outside by Grissom on that play. And it looks like it is going to be a holding penalty right here, bringing it back.
And that's against number 87, Paul Butler, the big receiving tight end today for California. We'll look here, see if we can find it.
Yeah, we take a look. There's the handoff to the outside, and you can kind of see over there in the pile, you can kind of see Butler was pushing his man down to the ground and bringing him down with that hold. So it is going to back the Vulcans up 10 yards here, and they're going to have a long field to go after the turnover and after the penalty.
9:20 remaining in this game. California at this point just trying to kill the clock. Going to shift the offense right now. Scott coming back to the near side. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing on this play. Man in motion is McCauley, the fullback. Going to be a handoff. Going to the outside. That's Nick Grissom. He's at midfield. Gets to about the 48-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of about 6 yards. Make it 2nd and 14.
Showing that patience and awareness right there is Grissom. Again, you're in a long field. You just want to pick up some yards. He goes off away from his blocking right there and just goes to the outside and gets those 5 or 6 yards to make it 2nd down and about 13 right now. So he gains about 7 yards back from that penalty.
2nd and 14, 8.5 minutes remaining. Slippery Rock's heartbeat starting to dwindle down. No timeouts left for California, though. 3 left for the Rock. Going to be a handoff up the middle. Terrell Roberson. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. +1. 3rd and 9 coming up for California.
And now they make it. They get all those penalty yards back because they're not going to get past the line of scrimmage. And the passing has been so effective today, so we'll see what the Vulcans do. But right there, Grissom just putting his head down. He goes to a pile of Slippery Rock defenders and is able to stop them right there. So.
And at this point, Damon, I don't know if you throw the ball because you want to keep that clock running at this point and then just maybe a sideways punt down towards the end zone and make Slippery Rock have very bad field position. And we've seen before, I think Slippery Rock has 5 turnovers today. I'm looking up on our stats right now, try and see in just a second. It's going to be a handoff and maybe a gain of about 3 yards on the play. So it's going to bring out 4th and 6. And we'll see if we can find turnovers here. in just a second.
As you can look for that, and I'll take a look at this run right here. Grissom going again, once again to the outside. You made a good point. Yes, they do want to just run the ball and try to waste as much clock as they can. Slippery Rock does have 3 timeouts, but right now the clock is ticking down to near 7 minutes, so burning a lot of time off the clock, and that's what the Cal has to do at this point.
And it looks like California is just going to take the delay of game penalty here. Well, maybe not. They're running out the punting unit, but they are going to take the delay of game. They're just going to let the clock run down as much of it as it can, so it will stop in at 6:48. Well, they did not stop the clock, so 6:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. Delay a game against California. That's going to make it 4th and 11. Actually, they're going to decline the penalty. So 4th and 6th still. Scales going to be waiting at his own 10-yard line.
I think the reason that Slippery Rock decided they wanted to decline that penalty was if you back the Vulcans up 5 more yards, that gives them more room to work with as to try to pin them down. But in this case, it's a little bit of less space, and now they're going to have to punt it, and they could easily get into the end zone for a touchback. So we'll just have to wait and see.
And to update you, Damon, Slippery Rock, 5 turnovers today. Cal U, none. As this punt is a pretty good one, fielded about the 6-yard line. Scales has it, gets to the outside, cuts it back, taken down at about the 14-yard line, so a gain of 8 on that return.
And the man who originally missed on the first tackle is, it looked like he was trying to cut back to the outside. Scales was, and you see the guy who missed on the first tackle right there, number 12 for the Vulcans, and he tried to make the tackle, got right back up after he missed the first one, and made the recovery and got that got the tackle on that one. And that was number 12, Kellen McCants for Cal U.
A senior wide receiver, plays mostly special teams. Don't see him on the offense a lot. And we have a new quarterback in for Slippery Rock, number 15, Josh Weekland. Looks like Slippery Rock might just be saying this one's over. Shamar Green, a 1-yard run, bringing up 2nd and 9. But Damon, putting a new quarterback, that's definitely a white flag in my opinion.
After all the turnovers today by Newsock, I'm not surprised that Slippery Rock did pull their quarterback. And late in this game, being down 48-26, yes, it's not surprising that they pulled him.
That one is incomplete, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 9, or 3rd and 8, they're going to call it, excuse me. 5:53 remaining in the game. And Damon, as California gets closer, we can start to think about what this victory would mean for California. Next week you have IUP, who also has 1 loss in the PSAC. You can't come out with a letdown against them either. And it's going to be a fumble. California ball, it looks like. It went right into the hands of a Vulcan. But they're actually calling it Slippery Rock ball. But that was a sack on that play. Looks like Jeff Knox, our player to watch, was the one that got in there. But we'll see on the replay.
It looked like Jeff Knox did get in there. A lot of pressure on the new quarterback right away by the Vulcans. As there it is. And initially he was able to keep his feet and continue to fight, but then the ball got stripped out. And you can see here there's a big scramble for it. A couple of guys bobbling. It was in a Vulcan player's hands at one point, but SRU able to pick it up, and now they're going to have to punt out of the back of their own end zone to the Vulcans, who are going to have great field position with about 5 minutes left in this game.
And that was Tyler Haddock in the initial pressure, and then Damon Pierce that forced the fumble. Jeff Knox was right there to recover, just not able to. Huska with the punt. That's a very short, high punt. It's going to be left, and it's going to take a California bounce at the 45-yard line in Slippery Rock territory with 4:54 to go. But back to what I was talking about, Damon. IUP is definitely the biggest rival California has, but right in front of Slippery Rock and maybe Seton Hill starting as well. Your mindset going into that game, if you're Coach Keller, what do you tell your players after this game when you took down a nationally ranked squad, the only undefeated team remaining in the PSAC West?
You'd be coming off an emotional high from this game. Not only was it homecoming, it was a big victory, and you got to get yourself mentally prepared because you have your biggest rival coming into your home stadium at that, and you got to be prepared for that game, and I'm sure Cal will get ready for it, and they just got to be ready to play this kind of style of football come next week.
Harris under center, hands it off to Roberson. He's going to get to about the 40-yard line, gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Roberson up the gut, and that's what he's done all day long. He's just sliced and diced through those blockers out in the middle of the field, and right there picks up a good 5 solid yards, and the clock continues to run as we're down to about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game.
And now, I'm going to ask you, if you're Dr. George Mahalik, the coach for Slippery Rock, what do you tell your team? Because you got a big game coming up at Michigan Stadium, Ann Arbor. So many fans against Mercyhurst, who's starting to build some momentum. And then you have to go on the road to IUP as well. What do you take from this game to make sure you don't start to derail off the train?
It's pretty much the same thing you've got to do if you're Cal U coming off the victory, but in a different way. If they lose this game, they're going to have, as we take a look there, Roberson making a big jump over the pile for a good game. But you're going to have to just sit your team down, review the film, and say, hey, this is what we did, this is what happened. Put it in the back of your heads, learn from the mistakes, because we got 3 big games, and they just got to go game to game to game, week to week to week, and try to recover from this loss, because they got a busy schedule ahead of them, and they got to play well if they want to get into the championship game later on in the season.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way that Slippery Rock is eliminated in any circumstance. Slippery Rock falls to second place in this scenario. California would become, I believe, the first place team in the PSAC West right now. But IUP only has 1 loss. Gannon has 2 now, so they're starting to maybe reel down a little bit. You have to watch out later in the year. Slippery Rock could get some help as Harris fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Harris at the 41-yard line, but that's going to bring up fourth and about 6 yards to go with 3:14 remaining. They have stopped the clock for some reason.
And you can take a look right there. It was Harris trying to get the handoff, and he just was not able to collect it in to get it to his running back. So it's going to be that down. And there's going to be a timeout called here by Slippery Rock, their first one of the half, as they stop the clock after that play, and the clock reads 3:14 left in the game.
So there is Pie on the scoreboard at 3:14 remaining. And it looks like the offense is kind of tussling out there with themselves about, hey, we want to stay out on the field at the same time, but at this point, you don't want to cause any big turnovers that could really lead to a big, miraculous Slippery Rock comeback, because we've seen in the past few years, Slippery Rock is a dream catcher for California when it comes to these big games. And each year, it seems like California's been eliminated from contention for the West title because of Slippery Rock. But this year, it changed with so much talent on California's side, not to negate from Slippery Rock, but California played into the weaknesses of Slippery Rock perfectly. They can't defend the pass very well downfield.
Yeah, that's right. And the Vulcans have played to their weaknesses and done it very effectively. And we noted at the beginning of the broadcast how the Slippery Rock has won the last 3 meetings. That is all going to change now, as California has had a strong showing here today in a big game.
And Surratt's punt is a cannon. It goes well out of the end zone. Great punt right there. Andrew Surratt showing off that All-American leg that he has.
And Surratt just wanted to pin them back down. I don't know if he was trying to pin them down into their zone or just saying, hey, it's late in the game. I'm just going to boot this as far as I possibly can, and I'm going to go with the ladder on that, as he totally sent that towards the back of the end zone, almost to the other side of the track. So what a punt right there, and Slippery Rock going to start out now at the 20-yard line with 3:06 remaining in the game.
And we're going to try and go ahead and take a look at the updated stats that we have so far. I'm curious to see how many rushing yards Slippery Rock has, as my tablet's not behaving at the moment, of course. But nonetheless, we'll get back to action. 3:06 to go in this one, like you said. 1st and 10 coming up at the 20-yard line. Weakland at quarterback in the shotgun. He's going to throw. It's going to be complete to the receiver, Drew Scales, for no gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
And on that one, Slippery Rock, they've been doing it all day, just doing the quick passes. That time, no gain. And they're definitely going to have to go with the aerial attack late in this game. I know they're pretty much down by a bunch, and they're just going to have to do what they can to move up the field.
2nd and 10 coming up. Weakland. He's going to run it himself. He's going to be tackled after a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 8 approaching, 2:45 and running left.
And good job by the Vulcans defense getting him down. The clock is going to continue to run, and at this point, I don't know if Slippery Rock's going to try to even stop it. They're just going to go out, do their thing, call their plays, and the clock's just going to continue to wind down as we move towards a Vulcan victory at this point.
2:28 remaining. Weakland going to throw. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage by the California defender there. Looked like Jeff Knox, our player to watch. So a good showing on defense from Jeff Knox today. I don't think he registered a sack on the day, but he still did a really good job nonetheless for the California defense, who forced a couple sacks that really helped. And here's a big stat. Slippery Rock did not sack James Harris today.
No, the Vulcans line, we were talking about how they had trouble in Seton Hill last week defending the quarterback. They allowed a lot of pressures and sacks. Today, I'm sure they talked about it all week, and they fixed that this week as they didn't allow one sack of James Harris today. So great job by the Vulcans offensive line.
And that kick is not going to be returned. They're going to say the ball is down, though, so Terry did not touch it after it went by him. That would have been a Slippery Rock easy touchdown. But they're going to say 30-yard line where California's going to start. And we're going to go ahead and look at another one of our graphics in just a moment. Our next broadcast, we mentioned before, Shepherd at California Volleyball this coming Tuesday night. So California Vulcans, the last time we did a volleyball game, they defeated Seton Hill in a comeback of the ages. Shepherd, I'm not exactly sure how well they are at volleyball, but I'm sure it's going to be a tough test for the Vulcans nonetheless.
We've had a good week of sports for you this past week, and we're going to continue it into next week now after homecoming is all over here. So join us for the volleyball. And actually, we've done a lot of shoots this past week with the homecoming festivities. We did, of course, our game at Seton Hill last week, and then we had a doubleheader hockey game last Tuesday, and then we moved on to high school football last night, and here we are again today.
And in at running back now is number 25 for California. Number 25, John Franklin III. He is in the game. We're going to see Harris come over for the play call on the sideline. I'm surprised they haven't taken Harris out of this game yet and put Michael Keir in just because there's 1:43 remaining and running.
I think Harris just wants to go out and finish what he started at this point. He's had such a great game, as had the whole entire offense. So the Vulcans have done just a great job all entire game today, and I think Harris just wants to go out and finish what he started since this is such a big game for him and his team.
Handoff again to Franklin. Franklin trying to find a hole. There's going to be a flag on the play. We're going to see there was no gain on the play, so 3rd and 6 coming up presumably, but there's going to be a hold against California.
And we talked about the penalties. We thought they would play such a big factor in this game. There have been a decent amount of penalties. As you see, there's the holding call on the Vulcans, but they didn't really play as much of a factor as the turnovers did today. And in this case, this is just a holding penalty backing up the Vulcans, but with 1:19 on the clock, they just got to run maybe 1 or 2 more plays, and this game is over.
Declined the panel. 3rd down.
So we're going to have a 3rd down coming up now. It's going to be 3rd and 7. That's a curious call there, but I guess they may have declined the penalty. We have 1:08 and running now remaining. John Franklin is in the backfield. Surprised you don't just take a knee here if you're California, even though Slippery Rock does have the timeouts left. They're clearly not going to come back in this one down 22. Franklin the handoff. He's going to gain maybe a yard on the play, so that's going to bring up 4th and 6. And we're going to see Surratt come out for another punt.
And Surratt is going to come out for another punt, as it was just another one of those conservative play calls, running it up the gut with no problem, and the clock continues to run. Slippery Rock is not going to do anything about it, and it's based on the play clock, which is sitting at about 24 seconds left. We're going to see a punt with about 10 or 15 seconds on the clock, so this punt may or may not be our last play of the game.
And it probably won't be because they might call for a fair catch and just take a knee and run it out. But, Damon, it's official. For the first time that you and I have been in school, California has defeated the Rock of Slippery Rock in a big offensive showcase for them. The best we've seen their offense work, as that one is muffed and down with about 5 seconds left. But the best offensive showcase we've seen since their Shippensburg victory when they scored 56 points. Looked like Slippery Rock was going to come back a little bit in this one, but we're going to take a look at Coach Keller in just a second. This is also Coach Keller's first victory over the Rock. I'm sure it means a lot to him, a lot to this team. There's not been a lot of players on this roster that have beaten them before, but now they know we beat a nationally ranked team. We can beat anybody. And the championship, as of right now, California controls their own destiny. Teams are going to have to start to fear the fire because this is the last play. California goes on to victory at homecoming. 10 straight homecoming victories, defeat the Rock for the first time in 4 years.
It's been an unbelievable game for the Vulcans here on homecoming. They just dominated on all sides of the ball, and I gotta say I enjoyed announcing this one with you, Zach. It was a great homecoming game, and now Vulcans can celebrate this one here on homecoming.
It is homecoming. We're going to have to make sure that the Vulcans, though, get back on track next week in the Coal Bowl against IUP, their hated rival, but they take down the number 19 Slippery Rock after a big week for the Rock. They have a very tough schedule ahead. You see right there, next football game, IUP at California. California lost that matchup last season, 21-7, but California now seems to be the favorite in the West. They control their own destiny. Teams can fear the fire. For Damon Matson, the entire crew, all of homecoming celebrations this week, I'm Zach Prosper. Thank you for watching. The Rock crumbles to the Vulcans, 48-26.